10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Music, please.
Beautiful. I hear you, baby.
The most tremendous new musical experience.
Beautiful. I hear you, baby.
Are we on the air?
Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Are we rolling? Can you hear me now?
Yep, ready?
All right, here we go.
3, 2, 1.
You know me. I've been around forever.
I know him! I know him!
This is the Tony Bruno Show. Here he is, the godfather of sports radio. Here's Tony Bruno.
Is this thing on?
New musical experience.
Hello? Hello there? Hello, kids. Why can't I hear myself, Robin? I can't hear myself in the headsets. Damn it. All right, here we go. Welcome, everybody. We are on the air everywhere. Uptown, downtown, crosstown, coast to coast, borough to borough, county to county, live from Florida, all over the world. And we welcome you, those of you watching us live here on No Filter Network. I mean, there's so many places now. Even the great new, I don't know how new they are, Caffeine TV. We just got pizza delivered, so I can't even eat. We're going to have to eat on the air tonight. I want to apologize to everybody. You know, it's been such a crazy day here. The weather's been hot, and we have a special guest in studio, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on. Apparently, there's no audio.
There's no audio.
There's no sound.
What?
What is going on?
There's now. It says there is now. There we
Okay.
go. Yeah, and we will celebrate the Dodgers drag queen bobblehead night tonight. And I'll rip the Dodgers. Cowards. I will root against the Dodgers now for the rest of the season. Not because they're having a pride night. I don't care if they have a pride night. But because they're cowards. Because they're gutless, worthless cowards. So I want the Dodgers to lose every remaining game of the season. Because that organization is now just another bunch. Tommy Lasorda is spinning over in his grave. All the great Mexican fans and fans from all over the world who go to Dodger Stadium, they don't matter anymore in Los Angeles. They were the ones who were religious, mostly Christians, who didn't like the idea of having fake nuns who are pretty much just Nazis. They're satanic Nazis, these nuns, pretending to be comics. Then no go your comedy in the streets of San Francisco where you do it. Taking it to a ball game? So anyway, that's my take on the Dodgers. Screw the Dodgers. Screw the Dodgers. Screw the Lakers. Who else did I say screw? I like the Kings. I like the hockey. The Ducks stink. They don't matter anymore. The Clippers, nah. The Lakers, nah. They're busting that thing up. Lakers stink. Yeah, exactly. 50% of the Hispanic Dodger fans are practicing Catholics. And they were the ones who complained because they're the ones who make up a big percentage of the Dodger fans. And then when they complained, the Dodgers backed down. And then because the gay groups now, they run the show. They run the show. And that's the problem. And they're cowards, just like the White House cowards. They bring in dudes dressed as, they bring in he-she's who take their tops off on the White House lawn, and then they have to walk it back as, well, he's not going to be invited there anymore. If you want to pander to fringe minorities, go right ahead. But don't be mad when the majority of people don't want to play your game. Have all the pride nights you want. I don't give a shit. It's a month. We're halfway through this stinking month, and it's my month. It's my birthday month. It's Father's Day month. It's Flag Day month. I want this month to be Tony Bruno month. All you other people, why do we need a month to celebrate people's sexuality? Do we need a month to remind everybody that we don't like men or women? Jesus Christ. Yes, he's will not be at the Pride Night tonight, by the way. Just a bunch of dudes dressed as nuns, and they're being celebrated tonight at Dodger Stadium. I hope the Mexican fans treat these nuns the same way they were in Las Vegas last night when the USA was playing Mexico in a CONCACAF game, soccer game, and the U.S. team was spanking the Mexicans 3-0, and it got ugly in the stadium. And apparently in the Mexican League, there's one thing that's been a problem, is that the fans yell out what are considered homophobic slurs against the opponents whenever there's a goal kick. Now I don't know what they're yelling. I don't think they're yelling no homo. That's what LeBron used to say before he got called out for being a fraud. So I don't know what they're yelling, but if they were yelling that in Las Vegas at a soccer game last night between the U.S. and Mexico, I want all of my Mexican friends out there in Los Angeles going to Dodger Stadium tonight to do the same thing when the Dodgers trot out a bunch of dudes dressed as Catholic nuns. Do that. I want you to all raise up and yell anti-homosexual stuff. Is that okay? Yes. Anyway, that's my take on that. Again, I'm just so tired of it. Do what you want. Celebrate what you want. Just stop rubbing our faces in it, okay? If I want to rub my face into tits, it's going to be a real chick. Now, I've rubbed my face into some fake tits of real women who are hot. But, what am I going to do? Complain? They're there. I'm going to enjoy them. But if you're a dude and you got fake tits and you still got the junk down there, you're not a dude. You're not a woman. You're a dude. What's his name? What's the dude's name that was at the White House?
I don't even know.
I think he was in a movie.
I don't know, but I agree with you.
What was the dude's name?
Montoya, something Montoya.
Yeah, somebody Montoya.
Because the reason I remember that from Princess Bride.
That's right.
Inigo Montoya, you killed my father, prepare to die.
Prepare to die. And there's this dude who went to the White House and took his top off. He's had all the work done. He's had the face, the lips. The lips are bigger than Dodger Stadium itself.
And the boobs. It's the same thing.
The boobs. He had the
Adam's
apple slice. The only thing he didn't slice off was his cock. So he's not a woman. He's a dude in drag with a dick. And good for him. And now the White House is embarrassed because they keep inviting these freak shows out to let people see that these people don't want to be treated equally. They want to be treated better. That's not equality. Equality is not being treated better than anyone else. And so if you want to play that game, then go right ahead. If you don't cut the junk off, you're still a dude. Or as I used to call them, he-she's. Is that his preferred pronoun, he-she?
I don't know.
Well, I used to see those he-she movies.
He-she would be very appropriate.
Because there are he-she's, not hermaphrodites.
Hermaphrodites are where
a genetic mutation, yes.
It's a genetic thing where they are both male and female.
Exactly. But the ones you see in the porn back in the day, you'd see all these dudes who were really guys, not hermaphrodites. There were guys that just had fake boobs, and then they would do other dudes. And then whatever floats your boat. I'm not telling people what to do in the privacy of their own home. I don't care what you do.
But as a woman, I take offense to somebody trying to say that they are a woman if they weren't born female. You can be like a woman. You can dress up.
Hey, I feel like a woman. I sang, man, I feel like a woman a decade ago, before this shit was even popular.
Yeah, you can.
I felt like a woman many times.
You can be very much like a woman. You can dress like a woman. You can act like a woman. You can sound like a woman. But if you were not born female, you are still not a woman.
Boom.
I'm sorry.
Exactly. All right, enough about that. That's enough about the drag queen and the pride nights and all this other shit. How many damn pride nights do you need? You need a month? Do you really need a month? You can be proud every day of the year. I'm proud every day. I'm proud to be a dad. It's Father's Day weekend, my birthday. We got to do the cake tonight, Robin.
I know.
We still have some cake left over. Do we have any candles? Did you prepare to have like a little birthday celebration on the air?
I think, you know what I found? I found some from those snap poppers. Can we just like pop a couple of those
Yeah, I love
off?
those things. We'll snap them on the floor here. Bam!
Those are dangerous.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have to introduce a special guest in studio tonight. He's got a Nike Vanderbilt shirt on.
I like to look smart over here.
And then he's got a Chicago Cubs hat. He made the trek all the way from Miami, right near where the Fort Lauderdale, Inter Milan, Inter Miami, all those soccer teams that don't play in the city where they belong, just like the New York sports teams that don't play in New York and play in New Jersey, but they're still the New York teams. The same thing with the soccer team in Miami, which is actually in Fort Lauderdale. And you know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Trevor from the 213, originally from the
203, now 954. So
954, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
made the trek over Alligator Alley, enjoying some classic rock.
Yeah.
True American heritage music.
Yeah.
It felt true. That's all I could say. It's an honor to be. I felt like I was driving into Coronado down in San Diego.
Well, it's Coronado Parkway. It's not far from you.
No, yeah. It felt like I was driving into Manhattan Beach, Coronado. I was like, this feels like home almost. I feel like
it feels like it feels like the tropics. I mean, it's so hot and humid here, but I love the heat. I'm out on the boat. I'm getting my tan on. I mean, look at the tan. You like it?
I
don't even go out to lay in the sun. I'm just out. It's incidental.
You can give me one of those already.
Wait a minute.
I've been doing tanning the whole time.
Are you serious
What?
right now?
Yes.
You go outside and lay out?
I lay out and then I go in the pool, yes.
Okay, well, actually, if that's all you've been doing, that's fine. As long as you're not going to a tanning salon.
No.
Okay.
You don't need to go into a tanning salon here. You stay outside for 5 minutes and you're fried.
Yes, but there are still people that do it, which is insane.
That is Delray Beach, a.k.a. New Jersey now, by the way.
Exactly right. So Trevor's in the house. Remember, he was the first ever listener that came to the wine cellar in the basement.
That's right.
Yes.
When
That's
we
right.
invited people to come for a Memorial Day weekend a few years ago, right?
Yeah.
He drove all the way from Connecticut. We were going to do a grill, and he was the
No
first.
propane. No propane.
We're out of propane.
Are you also the one that turned us on to the Coconut 1800?
No,
that's probably a Luigi thing.
no, it wasn't
No.
Luigi. Hello.
Oh,
it was the couch guy.
It was the
couch-
couch guy. That's right.
And Robin loved the Coconut 1800 tequila so much, she finished it on the air last week's show.
Yes.
And then we had to go around looking for it, and luckily we went to Fort Myers the other day.
We bought a brand
And we went
new
to Total
big
Wine and
bottle.
More and got the 55-gallon
Let's
drum version.
go.
We're not getting the 750 milliliter. We want the 1.75.
You got to get a bottle of Black and Whiskey that Damon Burst got me onto, by the way.
Black and whiskey.
It's by Metallica and stuff. It's very good, by the way.
Black and whiskey.
Black and Whiskey, yes.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Remember
I
the
didn't even
couch
turn on my
guy?
lights.
The couch guy was-
How soon you forget the couch guy?
I
He's the
didn't
guy
forget
that brought
Conlon.
us the
I know,
1800.
You
I
had the
didn't-
couch guy. You have George Ryan Rothstein, who's one of my best
Yep.
buddies in radio, anyways, and WIP. And you got me just doing fill-in work at 560 WQAM.
Yep.
And then Jack O'Donnell was also a former listener becoming friend. He said, yeah, but did he ever get to hang in the laundry room? I don't think so.
No.
Jack used to answer the phones in the laundry room when we were up in Philadelphia, up at Dockside,
Yeah.
in our big apartment up there. But he came to the wine cellar in Philly. Now he's here. He made the trek across the state, hanging out with us tonight. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Tony, we got to talk about, Odubel Herrera. Last time we were on together, Odubel Herrera got thrown in the clink in Atlantic City.
That's right. Where is Odubel Herrera now?
Chat, you do your work today, actually. So I'm not.
There it is. There's the big
Look at
bottle
that
right there.
bottle.
Don't you drop that. That's glass, Robin. That's not the bottom shelf stuff. Is he in the California Penal League? Says Joe Quills.
610-632. wait. 305-567-0560.
Wow, it's been a crazy week, though. There's so much stuff going. We got the U.S. Open going on. I don't want to say that Los Angeles Country Club is an easy track. And I've actually been to the law. You know, if you at the Playboy Mansion, you can actually see.
Now, that's what I'm talking about right
But
there.
no, when the Playboy Mansion was still there, the property's still there. If you look outside the grotto, you can actually see the Los Angeles Country Club where they're playing the U.S. Open this year.
Is that where Tiger goes missing for a hole to go hang
No,
out in
no,
the
that's the
grotto?
other. That's another. That's the what is that's that? They've never played the U.S. Open at the L.A. Country Club. So the bottom line is, you know, they're tearing up that course like NBA players tearing through Instagram models. That's how easy that thing is to play.
11 models at 11, baby. How about that?
Tony Bruno, by the way, I figured out why this TV is not working.
Why?
Because this is the wrong remote.
Well, I didn't bring the remote in here, Robin. It was sitting there.
Can you look in your drawer or something else?
drawers?
And see
What's in the drawer?
See if you
It's
have
in the
another
bar.
remote.
I don't have any remotes in here.
Well, look in some of the drawers that you have.
That was sitting underneath the television, so I'm to assume that if it's a Roku remote sitting under a Roku TV, that it would work on a Roku TV Vizio.
Yeah, but
That's a
it does
Vizio
not.
TV Roku.
That's
I
a
just
sharp-
want to put the golf
It's
on.
a Sharp.
It's a Sharp.
That's not
not
a
Not
Vizio.
Sharp. Not
Why does
Patrick
it say
Sharp.
Roku TV down here?
It does. It's
Okay.
Roku, but this
Oh,
is
it's a Sharp, okay.
It's a Sharp TV. So we're
Not the
looking
newest
for a
Flyer
Sharp
edition.
remote.
No.
Patrick Sharp.
We could talk some Flyers, which I'm able to do now.
I'm sorry, hockey season's over.
It is over, by the way. but-
Hockey, and you know what they say at hockey season?
Vegas, baby,
Vegas! How about those Golden Knights, yo?
I'm gonna say, can we pour one out for Matthew Tkachuk playing with a broken sternum?
Right
he
here.
is the
Robin,
face.
there's so much stuff here. I'm just trying. I'm getting ready. I'm doing a show. We got hot pizza, which is going to be cold because it showed up right when we started.
We gotta put the warming drawer in, baby.
The warming drawer.
That when you get a house, the warming drawer is the best thing ever in the kitchen. By the way,
We don't have a warming drawer.
you gotta get.
We're going to get one.
We have an oven.
You know what else? What a warming drawer it's also called?
What's that called?
that?
A salamander.
Salamander. That's not for warming. That's to get the crust
Robin,
on
would
you.
you-
It,
would
you could,
Robin,
it depends on how hot you set it.
Would you like my DirecTV stream login so we can get all the cable channels?
No, we have FUBU.
Okay.
We have FUBU.
We have FUBU. That
I was gonna give you my login.
We got FUBU.
So you can,
Okay.
We dump Comcast. We keep the internet because it's the only internet we can get here. The Comcast Xfinity, which is super fast, so we can do the show. Mm-hmm. But then we dumped all the other programming. So
There
we
we
got
go.
FUBU TV, and we can get everything on there. Everything. We got all the sports. I got the Florida sports package. And now all the Florida teams have been eliminated.
Yeah.
Now all I got's the Miami Marlins to watch.
Tony, I got you MLB TV login. Do not worry. I can help you out with that. That password I have from my father, I know he's not listening. He's been passed around.
Not FOMO, not FUBI, not MoFo. FUBU.
It's just Pornhub on Joe Quills.
Yeah, porn. We're not putting porn up. Unless we want to see some he-she's later, but we don't do that on the show.
Maybe we'll put some brain.
Nah, the Tampa Bay Rays have 50. You know, they're the first to 50. How about your Tampa Bay Rays, even though they've lost a couple of games?
How about them showing up at having a big crowd at Oakland Coliseum for the reverse
that was the
boycott?
reverse. That was one of my favorite. I got to give it up to the fans in Oakland. And I got to rip Rob Manfred, the commissioner of baseball. Now today he walked it back a little bit. You see that?
Yeah.
The other day, when now the governor has signed, the Vegas governor, the Nevada governor has signed the bill to give $325 million tax dollars to help the bastard owner of the
John
Oakland
Fisher,
A's,
the
John
Gap.
Fisher. That scumbag. But remember, he's got to put, it's a $1.5 billion stadium. So the taxpayers aren't footing the bill for the baseball team.
No.
But, you know, Vegas got the hockey stadium first. They got the football stadium. And I feel bad, and I've said this for a long time, forever. The Oakland fans have been screwed. Mm-hmm. They've been screwed over. And I got to give it up to Bryce Harper and the other dude who lives in Vegas,
Chris
too.
Bryant.
No, not Chris Bryant. His teammate, Trey Turner. Trey Turner... Isn't he from Vegas too?
No, Chris
it's
Bryant.
Bryson Stott is from Vegas. Their team, Bryson Stott and Bryce Harper are Las Vegas residents, and so the Phillies are in Oakland this weekend to play the A's, and they both said, you know what, I feel bad for the fans in Oakland. You know, they think Vegas should get a team, but it shouldn't be the A's. And then you had Rob Manfred blaming the city of Oakland and the fans of the team for not building a new stadium sooner. First of all, California's broke. They got an unbelievable deficit. They got people living on the streets. They got a governor who wants to run for president but doesn't have the balls to announce.
Agree.
Because he doesn't want Joe Biden to get upset and Kamala to get upset. We know that's going to happen. So then Rob Manfred blamed the people in Oakland and blamed the city officials for not building the stadium. Now, they were talking about building the stadium in
Howard Terminal.
Everywhere. They did the same thing with the Raiders. The Raiders, they were going to build a stadium here. They were going to build a stadium there. They were going to tear down the Coliseum and build it there. And they never made a decision.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem with Rob Manfred. He's a scumbag. He's a typical major league official. He's just like any other commissioner of any sport. They're all puppets for the owners. They work for the owners. They don't work for the fans. They work for the owners. The owners pay them. And so they're going to do, if they say bend over backwards, they'll say, how many times do you want me to do it? You want to pound it in my ass really hard? Pound it harder. Boys and girls, pound it. He is an empty suit, and he's a worthless fraud. Rob Manfred, you're a coward. You're a crumb bum coward. I got to find those, Robert. I need to get a little Frank Rizzo in here. To
Sure.
Rob Manfred and all of the other commissioners, the NBA commissioner. Now, I don't want to see the LPGA Classic.
The Myers Classic.
The Myers Classic.
We don't need the Myers Classic.
Although the chicks in shorts, man, looking good out there. I got to tell you right now.
I gotta say, you gotta go up the skirts maybe too, or the dress. It's also very classy too.
I missed the ShopRite Classic last weekend. They had a can sale there. And you should have seen the cans on some of those chicks. Now, of course, that's in Belmont, Michigan this week. Last week they were in New Jersey at the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
No, they're not calling them dykes and spikes anymore. Because most of the women on the LPGA Tour are now Asian.
Yeah.
How many American chicks are still playing golf, for
What
God's
am I
sake?
looking for again?
For on ESPN.
ESPN.
It's not on ESPN.
What am I looking for?
You're looking for golf, the
Golf channel.
U.S. Open. Just look up sports. Are you in FUBU, Robin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be on ABC or it's on. They have their own channel. I hate to do it to you, Robin.
Give her one of those.
I gotta give you one of those too. I didn't even give you one.
I feel like I deserve a few of them anyways.
I went to.
Robin found the women's LPGA stop in Michigan.
I went to Golf TV. That's what I was.
It's not on the Golf Channel, Robin.
Well, obviously.
Just look up U.S. Open.
You can't do that on Fubo. That's one of the things that I don't like.
They run a thing on top that tells you what's going on.
We got regional coverage on MLB Network. We'll throw that Virginia, Florida.
Are they in a break right now? They're not. I guess they're not showing it live right now. It's on the USA Network, Robin.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. That's our buddy Larry up there in the Northeast.
Are we gonna have Michael Barkan doing sideline reporting for the U.S. Open?
He does that in tennis. He used to do that at the tennis, not golf. Michael Bark. There it is.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank
Jesus,
you, Larry.
Robin. Ricky Fowler still leading. He's through 9 now. 11. He's 11 under par. And the guy who won it last year, Fitzpatrick.
Not Mark Fitzpatrick.
Not Mark Fitzpatrick.
Not Ryan
Fitzmagic. Not Ryan Fitzpatrick. But anyway, God save the Queen. Yes, as Biden said today, God save the Queen. That's when he was doing the which one of the pandering things he had? The Juneteenth thing earlier this week because it's Monday.
When is he not pandering? I mean, that's really
when he's sleeping. I think even in his sleep he's pandering.
When he's not, when he's back in Delaware, maybe in his bunker.
Now I know it's going to go on to you. I know NBC is going to pick it up at the top of the hour at 8:00 Eastern time. So Ricky Fowler has the lead. That guy, what's his name? Clark?
Not Tony Clark.
No, that's
not Will Clark.
That's what's his name? That's Wyndham Clark. Nice hotel chain. I love the Wyndham.
That's a good name.
Wyndham Clark, man. They're tearing that thing up, though.
Ladies
at
and
the LA
gentlemen,
Country
please
Club.
welcome our fabulous boss, Joe Manueli.
Joe Manueli checking
in the room.
Yes.
Not one size fits all.
Brian Wagner saying, turn my mic up, Robin. Turn it up.
Turn Tony's mic up?
Crank me up, baby.
Okay.
So Ricky Fowler, 11 under par. As I mentioned, there were all these guys. It's amazing. Here's an interesting stat. You know I'm a stat guy.
I love stats.
In the U.S. Open, in the history of the U.S. Open, Ricky Fowler hit that one.
He shanked that
way over the green.
He's
up in the grass, though. He didn't go under the.
He's in the rough.
He's in the rough. But that one hole, the 15th, they had 3 holes in one yesterday. One today by the former champion.
Okay.
Matt Fitzpatrick, the British guy. He is the first defending champion of the U.S. Open to ace a hole in the following year. So he aced the 15th today, but then he finished with a 71. So he's now He's still in the hunt. I mean, he's at 71 yesterday, and he shot a 70 today, despite acing 15. So he's plus 1. They're saying the cut line is going to be plus 2. And there's a lot of guys, big names, who are not making the cut at the U.S. Open. But the interesting story here is Vin Scully used to say when the Dodgers were a respectable franchise and not bringing out dudes pretending to be nuns, insulting the largest community on earth other than the Muslims and Christians, let's be honest, and Jews, the largest populations of religions in the world, right?
Agree.
Yes.
Because Christianity is not just Catholics, okay?
Correct.
But anyway, in the U.S. Open history, 1895 to 2022, there have been 0 62s shot in the history of the U.S. Open. 0 people have ever shot 62 on the first round. In how many years? 1895, so 22 plus 5 is what? That's 100 and that's 100. I can't do math. 123 years. 123 years later, 2 dudes dropped 62s on that track, and now you got 3 guys to have holes in 1. That's not 103, Joe. That's bad math. I got to give you one of those too. 95 plus 5. Right?
100.
22 plus 5 is 27, right?
27.
So it's 127, right? No, it's 128. Let's see. It's 22.
You're talking.
I'm using my fingers now.
We don't have.
I think you need some more toes, too.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Bad news for Dion. He's not gonna have a foot any longer.
62 and 62
It's a long time.
Yes.
I mean, it's over a century, for God's sake. Yeah, I'm making Joe Biden look like he's lucid. Listen, I'm an admitted dismal math guy. I suck at math.
Even you know that you cannot build a railroad from the United States.
If you could, though, that would be great.
Yeah,
I'd like to be on that first train.
I don't want to be on that
the
first
Indian
train. I
Ocean,
want to be
man.
on the last train. Maybe.
Exactly, yes.
That's
I was
right.
told there would be no math on the show, and you got me doing math again.
So, Miss Robin, I took me 4 times to get out of math so I could be able to pass college. 4
Really?
times.
Oh, see, I love math. I'm not good with my multiplication tables and stuff in my head.
Would it be
Like,
rude
I
of me to
love
have a
math,
piece of that pizza that is now getting cold
No,
by the second?
it's like the Joe Rowe show. We can have
go-
food anyways.
No, because I have my Yingling flight. By the way, a lot of people are ripping Yingling today because apparently people are now saying that Yingling, they should be boycotted too now because they're sponsoring a drag queen event up at this music fest in Pennsylvania.
I did not know that. That is
But they're
breaking
not.
news.
Yingling has been sponsoring the music fest, which is held every year up in the Allentown, Pennsylvania. And the other thing about Yingling, unlike all these other beers that people are boycotting that are all run by the same company now.
I've lost track of who's boycotting now.
Listen, drink what you want. If you don't want to drink Bud Light, don't drink it. I don't drink Bud Light because I don't like it. It gives me headaches. It's not a political thing. But I love Yingling because it's the oldest brewery in America. The beer is great, and now they have the low carb. 2.6 carbs, Yingling Flight. There it is.
Those are popular.
95 carbs, 4.2 net carbs, and 4.2% alcohol volume. This
Tony,
is the next generation of light beer, of low carb beer.
That is my go-to beer because they sell those at Panther games. Actually.
What, the Yingling Flight?
They have the flights there, so I'm very happy I get one of those maybe since they run out of Molson so quickly.
But no, I mean, listen, it's good beer, and I love Yingling, and I know the people who run it, and it's a great facility. It's still brewing up there in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
So you can drink whatever you want. Yeah, and I saw the story this week. By the way, I subscribed to the San Francisco Chronicle this week because I see all these stories in San Francisco. We have friends there, family there. And so I go to log in to look at the stories, and it's behind a paywall. But luckily, and I want to thank everybody can do this
How
right now.
much are they charging, by the way?
25 cents for 2 months of the San Francisco Chronicle online.
Tony, here's my credit card, by the way.
By the way, I'm telling you, you can't get a better deal than that. I pumped up 25 a quarter. I found a quarter. I got a quarter over at Aldi's out of the shopping cart,
Yes, I know.
and I sent that quarter to the San Francisco Chronicle so I can get 2 months. That tells you how much money they're making at the Chronicle. Not much. If you're charging people a quarter for 2 months of unlimited access, and thank you, Chronicle, because now I can understand what's going on. And yeah, the other beer, that's in the Anchor Steam Company. I used to love Anchor Steam beer.
I've never heard of that beer. Bro.
Anchor Steam's the local San Francisco Bay Area beer.
I need to brush up on my San Francisco.
That's why you got to subscribe to the Chronicle. They have all these great stories. The biggest trending story in San Francisco is that clear ice cubes. I'm not making this up. Go to the Chronicle's website. Go to San Francisco Chronicle, and then the number one trend is clear ice cubes are now better than the ones you can't see through. That's what people in San Francisco apparently care about now. Anchor Steam is good beer.
There's no radio wars between KMBR and 95.7 The Game.
I don't think so. I don't think there's no, the only radio wars are between the management and the employees who keep getting fired despite having good ratings.
I know.
That's what's happened to the business. Now, if you have good ratings, you get fired because you can hire somebody cheaper. That's how it works. It's an outrage. That's why I'm doing this on No Filter and all these other. Let me take a slice now. This is Papa Joe's pizza. No, it's not. Not Papa John's. Where's this pizza from?
Not the Paradise City.
This is from Paradise Pizza. That we haven't tried them yet.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to eat on it. I just have to have a bite.
Hey, it's like the Joe Rose show. We have coffee and we have empanadas and stuff.
We have not eaten since breakfast. I don't think it was kind of a crazy day.
Now, what is the P on Ricky Fowler's hat? There's a letter P.
That's a Puma. He's a Puma guy, by the way.
He's a Puma. That's a Puma logo.
Yeah,
Just P.
Yeah, it's a Puma golf hat. I'm actually not a fan.
I thought he was a Pirate. I thought maybe he's a Pittsburgh Pirate fan.
No, but their City Connect jerseys are leaking, by the way.
Which city? They're leaking what?
The City Connect jerseys. They're leaking out on all over the internet right now.
Who's City Connect jerseys?
The Pittsburgh Pirates.
By the way,
yeah,
we have the fabulous Jack in the Bag is in the room somewhere. I think he turned his camera off.
Yeah, Modelo has now taken over. And who's been drinking Modelo now for the last 3 years, Robin?
Oh, you have been.
That's my go-to beer. But I love, when I buy Mexican beer, I buy Modelo. Mm-hmm. And I knew Modelo was great because when we were living in the RV in New Jersey, I would go to the local beer place, and they would always be out of Modelo. And then I found out why. Because every Friday afternoon, all the hard-working Mexicans and Hispanics, they're going in right after work. They're all dirty. They work their asses off. They're working like crazy, and they go in and buy Modelo.
That's crazy.
Yes, I mean, the company, Modelo and all these companies are now run by one other than Yuengling. And again, if you don't want to buy their beer, you don't want to drink their beer, but the Yuengling thing is a big scam because Yuengling has been sponsoring this music fest, right? And then the music fest then takes the venue where they have the performances and they scheduled a drag queen event on June 30th. So now, of course, the people who want to go after Yuengling, the only American brewery that actually still the oldest brewery in America, they want to say, you got to boycott Yuengling now because they're not sponsoring an individual event. It's like when any company sponsors something, it would be like the NFL, has a beer sponsor, right? They get in bed with a beer sponsor.
Bud Light.
And then somebody else runs a beer commercial during the game. So are they going to get angry? No. They can't call themselves the official beer. So when you pay a sports league or you sponsor the venue
or the team.
Exactly.
Like Heineken's a huge beer sponsor of the Dolphins. Shout out to Jim Mandich.
Yeah, and there's Yuengling brewery and Yuengling bars all over the place because it's a great beer and it's a great American company. But everybody makes it about politics. Yuengling. You have to boycott Yuengling now.
And by the way,
what?
I think there's a lot of people that have absolutely no problem with drag queen shows. I have
Not
no
at all.
problem
We've been
with,
to drag queen shows.
It's just like if you have a normal drag queen show where adults are going, that's fine. If you go, there was a whole musical about drag queens, La Cage aux Folles. Yeah. It's a fantastic show. But taking children to a drag queen show where they are sexualizing themselves. There's a difference between dancing and singing in drag versus doing a striptease in drag.
Robin, we've been talking every single week. We don't need to keep dragging this stuff out. Speaking of dragging.
But I'm saying that the Yuengling, even if they had planned it ahead of time, and this is actually what they were sponsoring, which clearly it's not, just because they're doing that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. That's
exactly.
my point.
We love drag shows, okay? So it's not about drag queens. We love RuPaul. Exactly. I used to always play RuPaul. Remember?
Speaking of drag queens, no, it's
Who's on the line?
no, he's not.
By the
Yeah,
way, A.J. Johnson says the Vegas drag show at the Stratosphere was epic.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, there's a difference.
I heard there's a drag race on 95 right now in South Florida.
No, in Philly. We will have by the way, because this is a show of the people, and our big boss man, Joe Manueli, checking in now on live. The big story is we will have an exclusive live stream of the I-95 progress in Philadelphia. Now remember, here in Florida we had a hurricane last year in August. Multiple roads were taken out into it was August of last September. That's right. We moved here in August, and then the hurricane hit us here last September. Last September, this hurricane devastated this area, and Governor Ron DeSantis, who I'm not endorsing, I'm just saying because I live here, we saw what he did. We heard the helicopters. They had 2 roads into 2 major islands, not the size of Philadelphia, and not on roads that are important to the entire country, moving goods from the north to the south. They're making a big deal. Josh Shapiro, that putz governor in Pennsylvania, and then you had that Mayor Pete, who found out that the road had been racist because he saw a lot of black smoke, and he said there can't be a new pope because we have a pope. So then Mayor Pete, who didn't go to East Palestine, Ohio for a month until he had to be shamed into going there because they vote Republican in Ohio in that area. He's in Philly. He crawled to Philadelphia on back of Chaston. He got a piggyback ride from Chaston, his husband, to get to Philadelphia so he can go out there and grandstand. He wouldn't know how to pick up imagine Mayor Pete picking up a shovel of dirt. He didn't even do that. He's such a phony. These people are all pandering putzes. And now you got Josh Shapiro proud that there's a 24/7 camera showing 2 guys digging a hole where they used to be. And listen, I appreciate those people who work hard. I'm not knocking unions and people who go out there in hot heat and humidity and work their asses off. But when you turn on can we go to the camera? Joe, hang on. I want to go to the live shot. Robin, can you pull up the live? I want to see the I-95, what's going on now. It's a Friday night here as we do this live. All right? It's like 7:40. Let's go live, Robin. Can we bring it up on full screen? I want to see what's going on. How many people are working down there?
I don't see that many. We got a problem here.
Now, apparently the demolition part of it is over, which is good. I mean, they cleaned it up.
All right.
So there's 3 guys working and 20 guys standing around. That's what happened. Let me see. I can't see it, Robin. I want to see it bigger. Can you make it bigger?
I have done everything I can do on my end.
No, I can't see. Give me a close-up. Or how many people are there?
Let me get my telestrator out. I could circle them and everything.
So now listen, the guy's working, but this shows you how paranoid these political leaders are, because they saw what DeSantis did here in Florida in 3 days, having the Army Corps of Engineers come in and rebuild a couple of roads. They're mad because they can't tell people how long it's going to take. And the amazing thing is, Joe, and you know this, you see highways built all the time. They know the structural steel. It's only a 30-foot gap. You clean it up, you bring in, and by the way, on 295, which is the road over the Walt Whitman Bridge from Philly into New Jersey, they build bridges in the middle of the night. They have them pre-constructed, they bring them up, and then slide them across. They do it all over the world. How is it that I-95 is going to take a month or more to get one little stretch of road fixed? Explain that to me. Yeah, they've done it all over the world. It can be done.
Now, look, I understand that the actual tunnel was a prefab.
Exactly.
The tunnel portion of it was done ahead of time, and they slid it in, and then they demolished that freeway, put the tunnel in, and then reconstructed the freeway over it in 1 weekend. And you see, like in Japan, after the Fukushima explosion, the tsunami.
Right.
After the tsunami, there was a 5-mile stretch of highway that was completely demolished. It took them less than 30 days to repair that entire set of freeway. Can you even imagine if that were to happen in the United States, especially in the Philadelphia area?
Listen, 95 in Philadelphia has been under construction since I was dating my then wife as a 19-year-old, and I was 21 years old. Mm-hmm. That's how long they've been working on it. It's a never-ending process. And any road in America, all the major highways, there's nothing but barriers up because they're working on roads, and that's good. We want to see roads fixed. And I'm not saying it should be done in 3 days, but I'm saying the technology is there. And then John from Mayfair is like, it's
called engineering.
There are pieces of I-95 at the ready at Home Depots. No, they're not. But guess what? Guess how long it takes to laser measure I-beams. This isn't something that's good. They don't have to bring it. They don't have to go get permits like me waiting 3 years to get my house built. This is a government. This is a state, federal, and local issue. It's a national issue because I-95 is an important highway. If you're going to defend that jerk-off Josh Shapiro telling everybody, I'm sorry, we don't know, we can't tell you. They don't have the balls to say, we're going to get this thing done as soon as possible. They don't even say that because they're cowards. They're no good, dirty, rotten weasel bastards. That's what they are. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
It's probably a drag race on self-jumped out.
Oh, is this breaking news? Holy shit, hang on. I got to get the breaking news sounder here now. From ABC News, here is your correspondent, Joe Manueli. Now, are you in Half Moon Bay or are you in Tahoe?
A.
Oh, it is? We have Roku.
We have Roku.
I can watch.
We have
it on my big
Fubo.
screen.
We have Roku. We have all the coos. Coochie Coo.
Haiku.
I need a haiku, Mr. Rob.
Haikus. How about let's get Victor Brick in here with a haiku out there
yes.
in Los Angeles.
The Lakers, they will rise again.
Laker
no matter
fans
what.
feeling you.
Sweet.
Hang on a second. I gotta get Robert. Caffeine. Now I won't have to have 2 cups of coffee in the morning.
Now, this is not going to be live, though. This is recorded. It's a play yeah. Aha.
SRT, you down with OPP? Yeah, you know me.
Is that Dodge Challenger SRT right there?
Awesome. Oh, beautiful.
That is awesome.
I don't say anything to get me canceled. I call out politicians. I don't care what party they're from.
Yeah.
I call out the people in charge. I speak truth to power. I remember when speaking truth to power was cool.
Now, here's a question,
Now, all of a
though.
sudden, speaking truth to power is now controversial.
Here, big boss. Here's the question, though. So Tony, over the last, year or two, has turned off his his switch. Like he used to, as soon as the microphone went on, all of the bad words and bad language just disappeared out of his vocabulary, which he has extensive use of normally. Now, when we go on to Caffeine TV, does he now need to turn that back on again? Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What are you, fucking stupid?
No, George Carlin even says we're not stupid. No.
Wow, no more ducks.
Can they fix Publix now? Instead of...
Woohoo.
And don't forget Broad Street South, a buddy up there in northern Florida. They're up at Angel, yes, 1029 Broad Street South, baby.
So the three shows that are starting off on the No Filter channel on Caffeine TV are Tony Bruno Show,
There
okay.
we go.
Yep.
Beautiful.
That is fantastic.
All right.
Yes. Oh, wonderful. That's awesome.
Thank you, Joe. Good stuff, man. You guys are killing it. That's why we love No Filter. We've been here since day one.
Yep.
Over 2 years now, because we believe in you guys. You guys know what you're doing, and you don't tell us what to do. And you
much.
And again, no, I mean, we do what we want. That when you get hired from somebody, because and this is the way I've always been. If you hire me, whether it's ESPN or Fox or Sporting News, or ESPN,
Honestly.
you know what you got. You hired me because you like what I do. But now we live in a world. If somebody hires you because they like what you do, and then they want to change you, then that's not what it's all about. I mean, I'm not saying that I listen to my bosses. I was never a guy who says I don't have any rules. I'll do whatever I want. I've always listened to my superiors. I never thought I was bigger than the company or anybody else. And so I just say you hire me to do what I do. And when I come in and do what I do, why do you want to change it? If it's worked, why do you change it? Well, thank you, Joe.
Woohoo!
It is
And
breaking news.
So
ladies
it's
and
starting
gentlemen.
next week, Monday, or? Okay. Gotcha. Wonderful. Exciting.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
Even the president is checking in tonight. He doesn't have any movies to show at the White House on the lawn, but he is checking in tonight. and he's really excited about caffeine TV and the way No Filter is blowing up around the world.
Turbocharged.
Yes.
Turbocharged. The emerging global clean energy.
We got emerging clean energy global turbocharged.
Yes.
Absolutely, man.
Thanks, Joe.
And God save the Queen. And he shoots and he scores.
That's a beautiful thing.
Canada, eh? Yeah.
Go save the Montreal Expos.
Hey, Tony, we have bunches of people on both Twitter and on Twitter.
Let's go to the phones.
Twitter on. Let me go to.
Let's go to.
Let me. People that are waiting in the knocker room, just hang in there. We're gonna go to Twitter Spaces here, and I'm gonna bring in Steve, who has been dying to say stuff. I'm sure.
Is it Steve from Detroit?
Steve from Detroit.
How about those Tigers, man? No, I don't want to. How are you, man?
We won last night.
I know.
So.
Listen, the Tigers. When you look around baseball, I mean, look how bad the A's were, right? And then all of a sudden they started winning some games. Kansas City's terrible. Detroit's not expected to do much. And so that's, it's a long season. I mean, look at the Phillies. They were like 6 games under 500 a couple weeks ago, and now they're over 500 again and playing great. They're playing great baseball because their pitchers are starting to pitch better. Their hitters are starting to hit more now. And all of a sudden they look like a legitimate team again. So, but, the Mets are up and down. You look around. St. Louis has been a disaster area. Remember, St. Louis started horribly, and then they got a little bit better, and now all of a sudden they shit the bed again. So, when you look at the Cardinals, to me, the Cardinals have to be one of the biggest disappointments because they're not a bad team when you look at them on paper.
No, Orlin Arenado, he's looking like he wants to get traded.
Paul Goldschmidt's
they might trade him.
Traded too.
Yeah, I mean, that's the shocker to me. To me, the shocker is the St. Louis Cardinals. They have 27 wins. They're 27-42. They're 13-21 at home.
The NL
13-21. That NL Central.
It's a disaster. I'll say.
But I mean, everybody's still in it.
Just went up 4-1. Boston just went up 4-1. Justin Turner just hit a home run.
Oh, there we go. The Sox are up on the Yankees right now, top of the third.
Aren't they playing each other like every weekend again now for the rest of the year?
It feels like it almost. Is it on Fox Saturday Baseball? Probably.
It probably is, yes.
I know it's Sunday Night Baseball.
But with the Tigers, we got a lot of talent down in Toledo. We're just not bringing them up. I don't know why. We can't figure it out here. We cannot.
Hey, Steve, what's your thoughts on Zach McKinstry? He's a stud who got traded from your Cubs, the Chicago Cubs, to the Detroit Tigers. He's been playing very well since he's actually trying to get on base and stuff. And your Michael Fulmer, he's a complete bum, by the way. I don't want to see his ugly face again.
Well, he was good for us. But, yeah, McKinstry's been really good. He was hurt. He came back. He's in the lineup again tonight. But, Verling went 4 for 4. Baez went 3 for 2. And Mickey's starting to show up. So
you mean former Phillies that came to Detroit and tried to help that organization? Mickey Moniak.
He's on the Anaheim Adjacent Angels, by the way.
Who is?
Mickey Moniak.
Yeah, I'm talking about the kid, Matan.
Not Bhutan.
No, not Bhutan. She's here
Oh,
in South Florida.
Yeah, he's been excellent. No, we traded for him. He's not doing very well.
And Matt Vierling was a Philly, too, in the World Series last year.
Yeah, he went 4 for 4 last night. He did really good. He's really good.
Are you a 4 for 4 guy, by the way? No, that's a Philly thing.
That's a Philly. I'm a 2 for 4 guy. Don't 2 for 4.
Well, look at the A's now. They got 19 wins. I mean, right now the Royals obviously are clearly the worst team in baseball. But you look around and teams are struggling. I mean, even the Diamondbacks have lost 3 in a row.
Been the best surprise so far.
Yeah, the Diamondbacks have been phenomenal.
Let me ask you.
Go.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think the A's should rebrand going to Vegas?
I was going to ask you this, Tony.
No, remember, they were the A's in Philadelphia.
And Kansas City.
Then they were the A's when they went to Kansas City. Then they were the A's when they went to Oakland. You can't get rid of the Athletics name. It's one of the few, it's one of those names that is not offensive. I mean, who doesn't want to be athletic?
But
unless you're a dork. Unless they want to go from athletic to dweebs or dorks or nerds, because that's the opposite of athletic, right?
Agree, but I will say this: the swinging A's in Vegas sounds really hot, though. By the way,
The swinging A's.
The swinging A's.
Hey, baby, swinging
Louie
aces,
right there
baby.
for you.
Pocket aces. No, I feel bad. You know me. I love the Oakland area. I mean, now you look at Oakland in the news. They're not even. There are a lot of stores that won't take cash anymore. You can't use cash to go into a store because they're afraid of getting robbed all the time. It's unbelievable what's happening all over this country.
Yeah.
It's an outrage, is what it is.
Did you join Blue Sky? Are you going to join Blue Sky, Tony?
What's Blue Sky?
Is that a Blue Angel group?
No, it's the new. That's going to be the alternative to Twitter. That's going to be the rival. It's everyone is joining.
I never even heard of it.
Tony, it sounds like MySpace and Facebook back in the day. You're like, are you on MySpace? Or
I thought there were all these companies. I thought there were all these rival companies. Once Elon Musk bought it, that I don't even hear about all of it. I saw these people when I was on Twitter. Oh, what was it? No, what was it called? Not Substack. I mean, there was another site.
Truth Social was
No, that's Trump's thing.
Yeah.
What are the other ones? I know Parler and all these other. I don't have time for that and I just go on and look at Twitter.
Dorsey,
who owns up Blue
Dorsey
Sky?
It's called Blue Sky. Jack Dorsey, who is on Twitter, who got ousted, he said, you know what, I'm going to start my own thing. So he started it. This thing is catching like wow. I mean, everyone is trying to get. He's on Apple. He's trying to get on iOS, but the wait list is like 2 million people just to get on. Just on the wait list alone it's growing insane.
Tony, you can join the wait list to try the beta version, by the way, before it's publicly available.
I'm an alpha guy myself. I mean, the beta stuff doesn't work for me. You know what I mean?
You can say whatever you want on that one, Tony. You won't get blocked.
No, I don't care. I mean, the thing about social media, I mean, you just go on Twitter. I can go on Twitter and see what's trending, and it's the same bullshit every day. You got left-wing people going crazy. You got right-wing people going crazy, and none of these people work. They don't have any time. They all try to. I don't understand why people are so obsessed. Seriously, I joke around about politics a lot, but I'm not sitting there every day worrying about what's going to happen next. I don't care about these politicians. 90% of them are scumbags. They don't care about you. They're all corrupt. They're all taking money from special interest groups, and they're pro-war. We have to worry about ourselves. Worry about your families and stuff. Worrying about politicians and Trump and Biden and whoever the governors are, and the 72,000 people running for president. Who gives a shit? Why would you send money to any politician? Seriously, I refuse. I've always refused to pay to give $3 on my income tax to support the presidential election fund. Why the hell would I have to give more of my money to help politicians run for president?
Tony, that $3 should go somewhere very well down in South Beach, by the way.
Exactly. I can get a nice Yingling for $3. I can buy it.
Maybe that $3 can help us change the channel so we don't have to watch this trashy reality show.
It's Roger Clemens' night at Boston. He's actually at the game right now.
Wait, he is?
Isn't he watching his son? He was at many of the Phillies games because his son's playing for them, and he's played pretty well.
I must say, I do like these two sport players of playing a pitcher and a fielder. I wish there's more.
They're interviewing them right now.
Roger, wait a minute.
Goodness gracious!
Yeah, Roger Clemens is in George Steinbrenner's box.
Goodness gracious!
I don't think he'll get in the Hall of Fame.
I think he
should be in the Hall of Fame.
He should be in the Hall of Fame. He's one of
Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, he should be in the Gamblers Hall of Fame too. Also,
he really is.
Oh wow! Boston just went up. They're up 5-1.
Oh, it's a biblical beatdown at Fenway Park.
You see what happens when Roger Clemens comes up there. And I got to give a shout out, by the way. I got to give a shout out to my man John Sterling. I don't know if you saw the video.
I was about to bring this up to you.
You have that right? We have that right. I sent it. John Sterling, who's 83 years old, God bless, and I've known John Sterling forever. I knew him when he was working in Atlanta and doing the Atlanta Hawks games.
Wait, I did not know that actually. He did the Hawks games?
Yeah, John Sterling.
He did the Hawks games?
Yeah, John Sterling was the voice of the Atlanta Hawks, legendary broadcaster. Obviously, has done the Yankees forever. But John Sterling doing the Yankees, and they have a John Sterling camera in the booth, even though it's not on TV.
Those are really popular, by the way. Everyone's doing them now. We did one for the Panthers and stuff.
Yeah, there's a camera right on John Sterling. So, what is that, Robin? That doesn't sound like John Sterling.
That sounds
unless he's broadcasting. He's on SAP, too. He has an SAP cast.
Shout out to all my Buenas noches, amigos. Is what
Wow.
Gary Remy would say, by
Robin,
the way.
what is going on over there?
No, because when Robin plays a video, there was always a stinking commercial. Like if you go on ESPN and you want to see a highlight, you have to watch. They'll show a 12-second highlight, but you have to watch a minute commercial first.
It's usually a Blue Chew commercial, anyways.
It's ridiculous, man. Jeez.
Oh, Boston just went up 6. Oh, they're pouring it on.
It's a biblical beatdown.
It is.
I love it.
Yankees lose. The
Yankees lose.
I'm sorry.
The Yankees lose.
But anyway, we have the video now, Robin.
Hold on, I'm getting it.
This is John Sterling. He's in the booth. Now, who were they playing? Who were they playing that night?
That was on last weekend. The Yankees played the Red Sox.
Yeah, they play the Red Sox every weekend now for the rest of the year.
It's a nice weekend series. You go up to.
So I want you to see this. This is John Sterling, 83. He's sitting there and does the play-by-play. Has legendary calls, and so there was a foul ball. And I want you to watch this video. This is what a professional does. It's about an 83-year-old guy. Foul ball coming back into the broadcast booth. Watch it and watch his reaction, and stay on it too, because he comes back and then calls the final out. And then there's a special appearance from,
Goodness gracious!
she makes an appearance at the end.
Well, let me see.
Who's that, Wendy?
No, that's what's her face.
Susan Waldman.
Susie Waldman makes an appearance in the video. Let's go to the tape now. Listen, watch this. This is phenomenal. That's why I love John Sterling. We've had him on the show. He's one of my favorite people on earth. Let's go to the tape, Robin.
Whoops, hold on. Trying to get this.
Oh, come on, Robin.
Yankee broadcasting legend John Sterling.
The Yankees win.
He still managed his signature line just moments after Red Sox third baseman Justin Turner smacked a foul ball that hit Sterling on the noggin.
3-2, swung on, a pop foul back here.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Yankee fans praised the 84-year-old. Bro is more durable than our players.
So I took one for the team. I am okay, just a glancing blow.
Posted one admirer, John Sterling is like a Timex.
Timex, it takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
But you know what didn't keep on ticking? A drone that the YouTuber knows.
Yeah.
That's what's her face at CNN, who's still she's the only remaining person from the era when CNN was a legitimate news operation. You know who that was? Jeannie Mose.
Oh, I was
Remember
going
Jeannie
to
Mose?
say Caitlin Collins is the only piece of eye candy on CNN right now.
No, she's not eye candy. Jeannie Mose has been there forever, and she does all these quirky videos, and she put that one together. I had the actual raw tape of John Sterling doing.
Go to the fan site. Go to WFAN. They got the whole video.
No, I had the whole video. I sent Robin the whole video, and I don't know which one she pulled up. I hate to do it to her. I got to give her another one.
Robin, what's wrong with the system?
You didn't send it to me.
Yes,
I take that back.
I did send it to you, Robin.
Give her another one of those.
Let me give you another one.
I'm going to give myself one of those. I'm giving myself one of those.
Hang on a second, Robin. I need you to change the channel as soon as possible because USA is now off of golf.
Let me get right on that after I get the other video.
And now they have some crappy show on with a bunch of boutons. What is the show?
I think it's too
Temptation Island.
It is Temptation Island. I do
Get
not
this
want
crap off.
I don't want to be on that show anyway. No, it's called the Big D.
The Big D. Oh, is it about BBC? Not the British Broadcasting Company. It's like white chicks. White chicks looking for big BBC.
Is Brady Love starring in that on Brazzers?
I don't know.
So that was interesting. The first round was on USA.
Yeah, and then they went to NBC at 8 o'clock Eastern, which I already said multiple times, Robin. So they picked it up on NBC because this is the U.S. Open.
I know.
And it's on the West Coast, so it's prime time. It's still early. It's still 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And now we got, Ben Schauffele's making a move now, so he's only one back at 900. So they're all 900 power. So Ricky Fowler, didn't he give 2 back? Wasn't he 11 under? Did he double bogey?
I guess so.
He was 11 under. Now he's 9 under with Clark and Schauffele, and McIlroy's back there creeping at 67. Dustin Johnson's moved up now. He finished with 70 today, so he's -6. So we'll keep an eye on it for
guy
you.
Brooks Koepka. He was
Hey,
wearing
Tony, do you know your when you proposed to Robin when she didn't say yes the first time?
Yeah.
That's getting a lot of views.
It is. It really is. People are still watching it, right?
And she never said yes. And I still watched it the other. I go, you never said yes, Robin.
Well,
that's why now the engagement, it may be a prolonged one, because we still have to go to. It's like the Zapruder film. We need to slow down the tape and watch it again and again and again in super slow motion to see whether or not we are actually legally engaged.
I'm just keeping my options open.
Do we need the telestrator out to break it down? Where like
we may have to.
Are you going to live simulcast the wedding? Are you going to go on Google Chromecast so we can watch the wedding live?
Only if I can put it on. I need to make some money.
Can we get it? Can we get it sponsored?
Can we make a pay-per-view?
Can we get the wedding sponsored?
I want to be like the Cavender twins at the University of Miami.
Yes.
I want to be like the Cavender girls, the twins at the University of Miami basketball team, who can't play a lick, but they're making millions of dollars. They score 4 points a game, but they got all this swag because they're hot. And they're smart. They realize you don't have to be a great player anymore. Just get yourself a YouTube channel, Instagram, put your videos out there,
show
get
how
all
to
these
do
companies.
your butt workouts and stuff.
Yeah, show people, hey, I got all this anti-aging cream. I'm 20 years old, but this anti-aging cream that they're giving me is really the shit right now.
It makes
you
me look 19.
This thing. I look so much younger now. I look like I'm 18.
You know, I'm thinking, Tony, though, let's
Tony
back
won't
up.
be getting ID'd anymore at the liquor store.
Tony, back up for a second. Why don't we get the wedding sponsored? We can get my dress sponsored, catered. This is brilliant.
Can we make it pay-per-view, though?
Absolutely.
It has
pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view wedding, baby.
I want the same people who put on the fight last week between Gotti and your boy
Zeus,
in my
Zeus Network. I was there, by the way.
Yeah, he was there. He was at that fight.
Were you in the back with the fight with the other one with the girls?
No,
there?
I was not down there, but I was there with a few other people, and we said this. I don't want to throw any fisticuffs. I'm going to get out of here before someone wants to punch me.
You didn't go backstage where there was another melee?
No, I did not. I saw that all on Twitter.
It's on Twitter. Go on it.
Oh, I saw
There's
it.
like two. So were you back there or no?
Yeah, I saw all the video on when I got home and stuff, but that was, I will say this, that was the wildest crowd of all time because people were like smoking cigarettes and cigars and weed outside the arena before everything.
Wait, they weren't smoking weed inside the arena?
There was probably some people were anyways, but it was literally a cluster, I like to say. It was wild to be there.
It was wild. I'm like, what am I watching here?
The worst part was they were charging people $50 for parking. I told the person, like, I have a ticket to this for free. Just give me free parking. She's like,
now,
go ahead.
AJ Johnson mentioned something that does the city of Cape Coral require a permit to get married? If yes, the wedding's not going to happen for 12 years.
305-567-0560.
What about the bachelor party? Is that in Vegas?
I bet you there would be a lot of fans, Tony, that would want to be part of your bachelor party.
Absolutely. I need
no filter.
That Tony, we should just do it at the Circus Swim already, by the way.
Wow.
Yep.
Do it at Stadium Swim at Circa Resorts and stuff. We get the Stanley Cup since the Vegas Knights won the thing, and they'll show up at the bachelor party. Tony.
Where did they go? The Vegas Knights. They didn't go to strip clubs in Vegas.
No,
where did they go?
They went to Montana.
They went to Montana, for God's sake.
The owner's ranch was partying up there.
I just realized that there is no way that Tony can have his bachelor party within a few days of the wedding. Like, he has to have a bachelor party, like, a month before the wedding so that you can recover. Because
What am I, a lightweight?
No, I'm just saying that if you have anybody that wants to be part of your bachelor party, you're going to need some recovery time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah. We were at that we'll get that bachelorette party that we ran into when we were visiting at the down here in Florida when he came out to Michelli's with us.
Yeah, that
remember?
was nice.
And I was hanging out there with the bachelor party chicks were there.
It's always fun to run into a bachelorette party in Fort Lauderdale.
What did you do for your first bachelor party?
I don't remember.
Well, then it wasn't very memorable.
I was the guy who put together my son AJ's bachelor party. I got it at Club Risque in South Philly. I knew the owner.
That is
I knew the girls. I put it out. We had the room. We had the private room. You know what I'm saying?
Where would this bachelor party? Would it be in Vegas for an Eagles Raider game?
It's got to be in Vegas.
It's got to be in Vegas.
It's got to be Vegas.
Have all the Eagles.
Boston just went up 6-1.
It's a
what is the over/under on this game?
I know. I got to look it up.
Probably 8.5.
Let's go to our man who is a gambler. And by the way, we have the great. You're just joining us. We have our man from South Florida.
Southeast Florida.
We're Southwest Florida.
Right.
He's South Florida. And guess what?
He made the
He's going to be doing Florida updates tonight.
We are
live.
doing a great Florida update because it's always the best right now, anyways. And we do have. I'm trying to get your gambling update because my old DraftKings account won't let me in, by the way.
I can't get into DraftKings because we're in Florida.
I can actually.
We have people.
In the DraftKings?
Yeah, you just.
No, Florida does not allow.
Nope. Tony, you can.
I have a DraftKings account, and I have another account. I have
FanDuel.
I don't have FanDuel. I have another one. BetMGM.
Barstool?
Yeah.
BetMGM. No, I'm not using Barstool.
Don't use. I will say this
Pen.
as someone. Don't use Barstool. It's not the great sports.
No, it sucks.
But you can withdraw money out of DraftKings, by the way, from here.
Yes.
And then we will have real women dressed as nuns at my bachelor party. I don't want no dudes with beards showing up. I want like sexy nuns. You know where
Really?
they have the stockings underneath. That's a hard habit.
Tony,
It's a hard habit to break. You know what I'm saying?
Can we ask the Vivid girls to do that?
Goodness gracious!
I know that I could make a phone call to Vivid and have some special entertainment for Tony.
Absolutely.
Robin, you'd call Pornhub. What are you talking about?
No,
No.
Vivid's got the nice girls.
We got the good girls.
Mama, like Vivid's mom, who she loves Tony. Like she's one of the CEOs. Is she the CEO?
Okay.
Or?
Yeah, her brother owns the place, and then she runs the place. You know what I mean? Marcy.
Marcy.
Over there.
Marcy, she's an older woman. She and her brother have been running Vivid forever and ever and ever. She loves her some Tony Bruno. I mean, loves Tony Bruno.
She's a great friend. And she's a long-suffering Cleveland.
Would you give him a hall pass, Robin? Would you give him a hall pass?
Damn right. What hall pass? You think I need a hall pass at this age?
Hall pass. We don't need a hall
Robin
lottery for this bad boy.
Wait a minute. We have breaking news from our West Coast Bureau. Let's get an update now. Our boy Don Juan, 2020.
By the way,
wow.
Your over-under line right now is at 17.5 right now. For
What a whiff right there. Did it go in?
No.
Actually, that's not a bad putt from that grass.
That was nice. That's nice.
It popped it out of there. It just got too much of the grass on top. But that's still a great out from there.
Tony,
that grass is thicker than 1970s porn bush. I'm telling you right now.
Tony's into bed.
God, Tony has a one-track mind right now. Hey,
no, when you see a ball pop out of that, you couldn't even see the ball.
Steve,
and all of a sudden, bam, it comes right out of there.
We have tons of people waiting in the waiting room.
Okay.
So, Steve, we love you. Thank you for checking in.
I love you. I got a new number. I'm going to call you with it. I got a new cell phone number, Robin. I'm going to call you with it soon.
Sounds good.
As the Reverend Jesse Jackson once said, stay out the bushes. By the way, KCAL news out there on the West Coast. Protesters have gathered outside of Dodgers Stadium ahead of Pride Night. How about that?
Wow.
I hear Ivan Provorov will be making a special appearance tonight. He'll be skating around in the outfield for your Los Angeles Dodgers.
Now we're going to see if we can get anybody here on the No Filter knocker room. So I'm going to Ryan Neff right now. Ryan, hopefully... I know you've been on hold for a long time.
Let's get Ryan in here.
Well, let's see if that's working. Hold on.
Tony, you want to do a baseball update?
Yeah, we're going to do a baseball update now. We don't need, in-game scores. There's no real big series going on this weekend, are there?
So
there's a biblical beatdown right now. The Cardinals are losing 5-1.
Well, yeah, the Cardinals stink.
And the Red Sox are breaking this wide open. It's end of the third, 10-1 right now.
Now we're going to try Cutter.
Cutter?
Well,
not Cutter Gauthier.
Cutter tried before, and I think that sometimes. Oh, Ryan Neff came back in. Cutter. So anybody.
Not our buddy Cutter Ben Moyle.
Yes,
is that him?
Cutter Ben Moyle.
Is Cutter Ben Moyle in the room?
Yes, he is.
Love that guy.
If you're listening, anybody that's in the room right now, if you want to knock. Make sure that you are not logged into No Filter on your phone or one of your other devices, because it prevents you from coming live with a camera. So make sure that you're completely closed out of everything else, and then you should be able to go live.
Exactly.
So, Ryan, I'm going to try you again. And if you've been on hold for a while in the knocker room, sometimes it clicks you out as well. So here, Ryan, it's working this time. Yay.
Beautiful. By the way, one of the big series is the Pirates and Brewers in that Central Division. I mean, they're battling for first place. Yep. Pirates back in front right now.
Pirates got swept by the Chicago Cubs earlier this week.
Yes, they did. You got the Reds and Astros. The Reds are playing
That
better
is
lately.
a fatty. Look at that stogie, man.
Let me see that sumbitch. Ryan, let me see that baby.
That is
oh, man,
fatty.
That's thick. That is beautiful, man. How many times did you have to relight that baby, though? 6 times. You know who doesn't have to do that? My buddy AJ in San Antonio, man. That sumbitch knows how to smoke cigars.
Not as good as why am I blanking on his name right now? Holy cow. Football player that we met in Miami.
Are you serious, Robin?
Yeah, Ed Reed.
Ed Reed is the king of cigar smokers,
Like,
man.
he can smoke a cigar and not have the ash fall off at all for the entire cigar.
He can make the ash, seriously, 4 inches long, man. I measured it. I know what 4 inches look like, man.
I heard he's trying to make smoking in back inside.
Congratulations. Are you sure?
Oh, yeah, the nuns are always hot, man. One of the greatest movies I saw as a kid that really, to this day, sticks with me is called
It's a horror movie, right?
It's not a horror movie. It's just a really disturbing movie with nuns in it. And the guy who had the hair lip, the actor, the great actor.
Yeah. Stacy Keach?
And it was called, I think it was called Demons or something like that.
Yeah, hold on, I'll look it
Not
up.
Stacy Keach. It was the...
Not Stacy Keebler.
No, not Stacy Keebler.
No, it's the other guy, the older guy. Movie about nuns.
Not Nuns on the Run. No, that's a different
Robin,
movie.
that may come up as a porno if you do.
I know.
It's called. I think it's called Demons.
No.
Not Candy Stripers. That's a bad movie.
Who else?
The movie, I'm telling you, it's called Demons, not the song by Imagine Dragons.
Not Sister Act.
Not Sister Act, no. Not None of Your Business.
He was also in the other movie with about Damien, right? Wasn't he in that one too?
I don't remember, Robin. This is an old movie. But it's got sexy nuns in it.
Actors.
It's got like nuns, girl on girl nun action. I mean, and it's not hardcore porn. I mean, this was a regular movie.
Was this on Skinamax?
No, this was actually a major
regular movie.
Theatrical release back in the day. This was like a shocking movie. It's not Omen 2, no. Electric Boogaloo. I think that's the name of the movie.
I'll find it. You just discuss amongst yourselves.
So what else is going on? Now, where are you tonight, man? Levittown. Well, at least you don't have to worry about going on 95 anytime soon. Now, have you checked out the live stream of the I-95 cab? Speaking of that, we have a video I want to play because you heard all of the different people talking about I-95 and there's a camera. But guess what today? If you thought that Josh Shapiro and Mayor Pete weren't grandstanding enough, we luckily have a United States Senator now who's right on top of this I-95 story in his own native state of Pennsylvania. I don't know if you saw this today.
I did not see
this. This was on this Friday, June 16th. He was on his committee. I don't know what committee he's on. He had the suit and tie on. Our great Senator, John Fetterman, making an appearance today on a it was actually aired on not C-SPAN 1, not C-SPAN 2, C-SPAN 3. Did you know there was a C-SPAN 3?
I did not know there was a C-SPAN 3.
C-SPAN 3.
That's
ladies
for the
and
really
gentlemen,
important people.
Let's get the very latest and an encouraging word on when we can expect that major thoroughfare, I-95, up there in northeast Philadelphia off of Cottman Avenue. It's a national story. It's not just a local story. Let's find out what John Fetterman has in store to make people feel good about the I-95 rebuild. Let's go to the tape.
Earlier today, some comments about the tragic accident on I-95, and if you want to make any comments with respect to that, feel free. You're recognized.
No, I would just really like to, the 95, obviously that, you're pretty much preoccupied with 95, and I know I certainly am too, and we know it's a major eatery, not just for Pennsylvania, but for the East Coast. And a lot of Pennsylvanians are worried that the delays in repairs bring to its standstill.
Earlier today,
It's an eatery.
some comments.
So I didn't know I-95 was an eatery. I know there's a couple eateries right off there. There's that bar right off of 95 up there. You know what I'm talking about, right near Cotman?
Eatery.
Well, you know what happened? So he had no idea what to say. So he's stammering and stuttering, and then he finally finds his notes that somebody wrote for him, and then he continued to babble. I mean, it's sad. Again, I don't want to make fun of the guy, but it's his state. He's the senator from Pennsylvania. And did you hear the answer to that question? Wow.
Did he go to Austin Burks for that suit?
The Devils.
The Devils, that's right. Not the Demons, the Devils.
The Devils. That's what the movie
By
is
the way,
called.
he did finish strong, though, in case you missed it. John Fetterman, at that Senate hearing today, finally wrapped it up by saying,
Hi, good night, everybody.
He said good night, everybody.
He puked and rallied, we call it.
Wow. Well, I mean, Embiid had an MVP season, but there's no doubt that Nikola Jokic. I get Luka Doncic. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world, not just in the NBA. In the world.
Yep.
Because you know why? Because the guy, it's easy for him. He can see the game. He knows it. He understands it. It's like, he says it all the time. It's a simple game. You dribble, you pass, you shoot. You look for an open player, you give him the ball. If you have an open shot, you take it. And he simplifies the game. And this is a guy, remember, when he was drafted as the 41st player in that 2014 draft, a lot of people didn't think he was going to be a good player. How many people passed on him, and now he's clearly, I don't even think the second best player in the league is in his rearview mirror right now. This guy is all world, and it's amazing that the three best players in the NBA right now are not Americans. The best player in Major League Baseball is Japanese. And so that's why, worldwide sports is great, because we get the best players in the world who want to play in the American leagues, the United States leagues, because they are the biggest leagues and the most, other than soccer. The MLS is getting messy, but let's be honest. European soccer from around the world is still huge. It's getting better in the States because a lot of people used to laugh at it. Now you're seeing more and more people, even ESPN, acknowledging it. Soccer's a great sport. I've watched it all my life. Being Italian, my friends, my family, they all watch soccer. And so to me, soccer's growing. And younger people now are not just sending their kids out to run around on a Saturday morning when they fall over each other and not know the game so they can go out for a couple of hours and get some Starbucks and sit around and get on their damn phones all morning while their kids are falling over and don't even have a juice box to keep them warm or keep them cool. You know what I'm saying? That's what soccer used to be.
It was. You get the Capri Sun.
You send the kids out. You bring the Capri Suns.
Yep.
You get a couple of broads. You go out to Starbucks. Right?
Or the pizza.
You had to bring orange slices,
Capri
Suns,
gummies,
fruit roll-ups.
Gummies, too. The gummies, especially the shark gummies.
Don't forget the weed. You had to bring the
shark gummies.
The shark gummies.
Fruit roll-ups, man.
You had to bring the mushrooms. You had to bring all that shit.
And then it also depended on it if you were the mom of a girls' team or a boys' team. Totally different.
My mom. The bad part was my mom was the coach, and she could never bring the wine with her.
Oh. The boys' team was a little bit more real. The girls' team, you would halfway, not even halfway through the game, early on, you would be telling your kids, girls, pay attention. Stop making daisy chains. Stop playing with it.
I remember those
daisy chains.
Yes, they would be out in the outfield, like they would just be like,
that was in softball.
That's not a daisy chain, Robin.
No, you're thinking of Tony Bruno. Get your mind out of the gutter. That is not what I'm talking about. I am talking the traditional, actual daisy chain is when girls would go out on the field and they would pick daisies and they would make but it didn't even have to be any sport. It didn't matter.
That's true.
They would just plop down. They were tired and they just start playing in the grass.
Or they get the ball in the circle and they start kicking each other kicking each other in the shins.
Yeah, the Padres, but that division, they're still in it. It's not like they're out of it. The Giants, let's be honest, the Giants are playing really, really well. Got to give them credit.
Casey Schmidt for the Gigantes. He's a great call-up so far.
Gigantes.
No, Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not over, and I agree with you. You know, and my buddy out there, Scotty, in San Diego, he's saying, who's the better player, Ohtani or
Juan Soto?
No, not even Soto.
Oh, really?
On his San Diego Padres.
Fernando Tatis.
Tatis or Ohtani, who would you take first?
I would take Ohtani because he could bring the Japanese culture. He will bring in more advertising money than anyone before. Tatis is just another shortstop where you just throw it out.
Tatis is a great player.
He's a great player, but we don't know.
He's not the best player in the world.
No, he's not.
Ohtani's the best player in the world, not just in the major leagues. I like Patrick Sharp. I mean, he's pretty sharp, and I like Jonesy. I like Jonesy. I think Jonesy is a really level-headed. He's not a homer. He knows his hockey. He's well-spoken, and they got to do something. They've got to do something with the organization. I mean, look at the Ron Hextall debacle. Now Ron Hextall, not only people thought, it's Ron Hextall. They hired him with the Flyers. That became a shit show. And then he goes to Pittsburgh, and they laughed him out of there, man.
With Brian Burke on his side.
Brian Burke, and I mean, you talk about a disaster. And all these teams bring back players from their history.
Roberto Luongo was in the organization for the Panthers. He's got a low end job, but he's there.
Exactly. That's what you do. You bring back legendary players. I mean, look at Phil Esposito. Phil Esposito was a Bruin great, but then he went to play for the Rangers.
Yeah. And he works for the Tampa Bay Lightning, too.
And he works for the Tampa. Well, he's smart. He moved to Florida. He said, they got a hockey team down here. I don't need to go up to Boston and New York in the wintertime. And the hockey team in Tampa has been consistently, of all the sports teams in this area in South and Southwest Florida, there's no doubt. I mean, Tampa's obviously north central Florida.
I think if you
Northwest Florida.
Tony, if you have to rank it, you got to go the Heat for number 1 for basketball. You got to go Tampa Bay Lightning for 2. Then it's the rest.
Yeah, I mean, the Lightning have been the most consistent sports franchise in Florida in the last 2 decades.
Like them,
right?
and the Miami Heat have been both.
And the Miami Heat have been up and down, too. But Tampa Bay, they only had a couple seasons where they were bad.
Yeah.
And then when they had that bad season where they were the worst team in hockey, they came back and won the President's Cup the next year. So they don't go through like 7-year, 10-year droughts of being irrelevant. And a lot of these teams, I mean, the Buccaneers had periods where they weren't good. And then they won a Super Bowl.
The Orlando Magic
still down. Got all those draft picks. They got Shaq and they got Penny. And they were all flying high and they kept winning lotteries. But you're right. I mean, you look at the Tampa Bay Lightning, and even the Miami Heat to an extent, are probably the 2 most consistently successful teams in Florida sports.
It's the most people especially look forward to, especially in Miami. It's like, we don't care most people say, I don't care what the Dolphins. What's up with the Heat? Like, tell me if they're going to in for this Damian Lillard, or are they in for Bradley Beal? It's just it's like the Lightning too. Like, who are they going to grab next in free agency? Almost, it's like the Panthers are coming too. Anyways,
everybody's going to be traded in the NBA. Every big name player in the NBA is on the block. They're trying to get rid of what's his face in New Orleans.
Zion Williams.
Zion now.
Who's got baby mama problems.
He's got baby mama and then nasty porn star problems too. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to bang a porn star, get a fine one, man. Don't bang some nasty.
Don't bang an OnlyFans model.
Oh, man. She's not even OnlyFans. She should have an OnlyFan covering her camera lenses. That chick is, and I don't mean good nasty. I mean, that is bad. When she's calling Zion Williamson out because he's got a baby mama who is at least hot because he banged her, raw dogged her. Did you see all the shit she was writing about him?
You want to go out there and
I saw this. Did you see that,
wow,
Robin?
No, I did not.
She went off on Zion because Zion was banging this chick after he knocked up a baby mama, and then he goes back to this porn star chick and raw dogs her, and she even said he raw dogged her. Come on, man.
Miss Robin, I was all over this. This is the craziest
How can you not be all over this?
The mother of Williamson's child, Akima.
Yeah,
Akima. Okay, hold on a second.
Check out the porn star he was banging.
Okay, hold on. I'm going. There's
Listen, I've been around.
There's a lot going on here.
I know it is. It's really that's. Yeah, she's thick. There's no doubt. Nothing wrong with thick.
Now, this particular woman, this is very pretty. I don't know who she is here. Who is this one?
That's not the porn star, I don't think.
No,
this is his baby mama?
Yeah, I think that's the baby mama.
Well, she's pretty.
But that's not the one who's nasty. The one who's nasty is the porn star that called him out because she's jealous that he was knocked up his baby mama and then went to her the next night and raw dogged her. You know what I'm saying? That's not Alex Holly. No, come on, Alex Holly. Come on, man. And he spit. Yeah, she said, you spit in my mouth. This chick went off. The porn star chick went off.
Mariah Mills.
Mariah Mills. Not Mariah Carey. And speaking of nasty, did you see what's her face? John, what's his name? The wife of Christy Teigen. You see Christy Teigen's pissed off?
No,
because people are making fun of her because she looks like a mutation in her face because she's had so much work done. Now she's going off on fans. What's his name? What's the dude's name?
Is it Nick Cannon?
No, not Nick Cannon. He's got like 15 kids with 18 different John Legend's wife, yeah.
Oh.
John Legend's wife.
I block her, so I don't have to see her on my...
She is nasty. I don't mean good nasty. There's a difference. There's good nasty, and then there's bad nasty. Christy Teigen is just a mutation. She's a genetic mutation. Anybody who thinks that's hot.
That's some bad... She should be on Botched next up for next season.
Botched? Is that a show about Botched?
Yes, sir, it is.
I'd rather watch Dr. Pimple Popper than watch that shit.
Nip Tuck, great.
But that wasn't a real story. That was a drama, right?
It was a great drama.
I never watched that shit, man.
Tony, it's on Hulu, by the way. I'll throw you the password. It's actually great, by the way.
I don't have time to watch that shit, man. Well, thank you so much, Ryan. Appreciate it, brother. Stay safe up there in Levittown, man.
Thank you.
Stay safe. Don't forget Route 1. Go up. Have you been up to Reedman's yet and all those other great places up there in Pendel?
I thought you said goodbye.
I did say goodbye. I'm just giving some local knowledge and some local love. Speaking of local love,
run that guy.
We gave you the I-95 update and the John Fetterman update on I-95, but did you see that Wawa? Nobody's doing Wawa runs in Philadelphia. You know, they say do a Dunkin' run?
Yep.
Then there's Wawa runs. The only thing running in Philadelphia is Wawa. The 6th Wawa in Center City, Philadelphia, is shutting down its doors next month. 6 Wawas in the city itself have closed down.
Hey,
now, you and I have been to this one.
Yes.
It's in Head House Square down around 2nd and Sounds near Patty Wax
exactly
where we used
where
to go. And they're shutting down because you can't go in there without having drug addicts, panhandlers, thugs come up to you.
I mean, I think South Street itself has just become
it's a war zone.
It's a war zone.
It's sad what's happening there.
It's
6 Wawas. And now there's more Wawas now in Florida than there are in Philadelphia where it started, for God's sake.
Tony, I live it's right across my apartment, by the way. It's walking distance.
Wawa, baby.
One of the ones that's closing?
No, the one that's near me, it's actually near my apartment down here. Yeah, it's open. I walk to it all the time.
Tony, we have some breaking news.
We have breaking news again. Boy, this show is really unbelievable.
Look what I do. I bring the news.
Breaking it high. We got breaking news. Let's go to the breaking news desk. We still have Florida updates from our own.
Yes.
Trevor from the 305.
954.
We
954. I
received
forget the
something
year.
very special from one of our fans, and we want to recognize them for giving this to us. We received a fabulous gift card.
An Amazon gift card.
From Stephen Miles Williams.
Yes, the great Stephen Williams.
And he says, thank you for keeping me entertained. Now, we have an Amazon wish list.
It used to be more active than it is now.
Yeah, well,
times are tough right now. The economy's bad.
No.
Okay.
The reason why the Amazon wish list is not as active as it used to be.
Because you haven't been pimping it.
Well, one, I haven't been pimping it. But 2 is that the Amazon wish list is not as active on the no filter page.
Oh.
There's a link on there, but it's not as prevalent. It's not as easy
not promoted
to
as
yeah.
much.
Well, it's just not as easy to access. So Stephen Miles Williams, he's like, you know what? Screw the wish list. I'm just going to send you a gift card.
Well, thank you,
and
Steve.
we appreciate it very, 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 very much.
And
Stephen.
if everybody who listens now on Caffeine TV and all the outlets we're on, we too can finally get to our goal of building my final home.
How many gift cards would that require?
I mean, it doesn't have to be. It could be
Tony,
every
here's
dollar
my credit
counts.
card.
Instead of sending money to politicians, to the 52 people running for president who have no shot of winning, you're wasting your money, all these super PACs and all these other shows and all these other corrupt politicians who are begging for money 24/7. They're going to waste it. They're not going to do anything good for you. they haven't done anything good for you. I'm not saying I've done good things, but we have loyal fans who've been good to us, and we try to be good to them. You know how many fans people who started out as fans and listeners have become friends.
Yeah.
Right?
Family.
Look at everybody that we've met. Look at people who have shows now who started out as listeners and know that, you know what, we care about our listeners. Speaking of one of the greatest listeners of all time.
Who is like probably one of your oldest fans and listeners.
Well, he's not that old. I mean, he's a boomer like me, but he's not. No.
I'm not saying he's old. I'm saying he's one of your oldest fans. Like he's been around.
He's old school because he understands that there's with age comes privilege, comes knowledge. You know things because you've been around longer and you pay attention. Just like the great Jim from Cheltenham, the official archivist. And it has of course, the YouTube channel. What's the YouTube channel to see all of your great compilations and work, Jim? Good, Jim. We want to promote the YouTube page now. Right there. Yep. Then we also have the director's cut. We have the
I think he even made. Didn't you make the best of Miss Robin one time, like long time ago? I know there wasn't as many.
Jim, is there a best of Mark Willard and Tony Bruno on there?
No, there's been a lot of clips with Mark Willard.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Tommy Lasorda clip is one of the all-time greatest. Tommy Lasorda calling in to go off on Mark Willard. Remember that?
That was awesome.
Exactly right. By the way, A.J. Lopez, our buddy in San Antonio, he says you are the archivist, but he's the show's alchemist.
What's that?
He provides the drugs and entertainment. And
that's a good guy to have.
Cigars.
That's a good guy to have.
Wait a minute. Are cigars part of alchemy?
No.
We can make it.
An alchemist is
a
chemist. Is it the same as a drinkologist?
No, that's a mixologist.
That's John Taffer's purpose. Let me get the Urban Dictionary version.
Get the Urban Dictionary.
I think an alchemist originally, weren't they like making gold or something?
He has a magical process. That's what it has. A person who transforms or creates something through seemingly magical processes.
Like a drug dealer.
No,
like a guy who makes crack and fentanyl.
I was right. The original word for alchemy is a form of speculative thought that, among other aims, tries to transform base metals such as lead or copper into gold.
It's all about that base. I turned garbage into gold, as the great Mark Zumoff used to say on the 76ers.
Tony, there's an alchemist cave in Naples, Florida, by the way.
There's an alchemist cave?
Yeah, it's a lounge in Naples, Florida.
Oh,
we got to check that out.
Dude, speaking of alchemist cave. Yes, go ahead. I'm sorry, Jim. That's right, the 21st, next Wednesday. Not only will it be, what do you call it? It's Hump Day.
It's also the longest day of the year.
That's right. That's the longest day of sunrise. And then the next day, June 22nd, we start losing a minute every day.
No.
Yes, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but on Wednesday, the 21st, the first day of summer, means that's the sun will be shining the longest. We'll have the most time of sunrise, and then from that day on, 1 minute each day.
You know what?
We go
I think we, as a whole, everybody just needs to say, we are not putting up with this shit anymore.
You're damn right.
And in the fall, when we're supposed to fall backwards again,
we ain't doing it.
We ain't doing it. We're just saying, no, F you.
Could Ron
we are
DeSantis
staying.
sign this off for us?
It's an outrage.
It's an outrage.
We are staying in daylight savings time. We are not falling back.
Make me change my clock, bitch.
Tony, it's
Tony,
it's also vacation day for every sports radio guy right now in Miami, June 21st.
Exactly. Don't forget Juneteenth. What do we have planned for Juneteenth, Jen? Do we have any special Juneteenth shows? I know this is a holiday that goes back at least 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years.
Well, yeah, it's a made up holiday.
I know it just
like Kwanzaa was a made up holiday.
Or Go Skateboarding Day. That was a made up holiday for June 21st also.
Exactly. (2009)
my wheelhouse.
That's the year that Robin and I were officially together for the first year, right? 2009.
We just started dating in 2009. That's correct.
Me and Tim Cates. Was Robin in it?
Oh. Uh-oh.
I may have been listening to this when I was crying.
Yeah. Speaking of that, can you crack me another cold one in that cooler right behind you, brother? I had to go out and buy 3 bags of ice because our ice maker's broken.
Let's listen to this.
Let's go to the tape. Ladies and gentlemen.
Tony, what Modelo?
All right, here we go. That's a bigger pizza pie, that's amore.
Oh! Tim Cates.
I can not believe
that's amore.
Oh. That's when you could have fun on the radio back in 2009, remember?
I grew up to those days.
It's so funny to hear Tim Cates. All right.
Thank you, Jim. Those are great memories, man.
It is so funny to hear Tim Cates be even slightly off color.
It wasn't off color. He's just
he said she had rug burns on her knees.
I know.
He's so straight.
That's the influence that I have on all the people that work. All these young people that I have groomed. Not that kind of grooming. I don't groom that way. I haven't performed any gender affirming surgeries yet. But if you want me to, I'll look at you and I'll affirm that you're either a man or a woman. That's what gender affirming means to me, right? You look at me and I'm naked. I can now affirm that my gender is male. Because as a wise young man once said, Jim, as you well remember, you know what they say?
What do they say? I believe I know what they say.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Bam.
Tony, look at what I have turned into after your influence of 15 years.
Exactly right.
I used to be very innocent. Shh. Come on, work with me here.
Shout out to 2009.
But Tim Cates, he is so straight-laced. To hear him say something like that is just awesome.
I think Tim's one of those quiet guys. He looks like a clean-cut, fine young man
he is a
from
clean cut.
UCLA.
He is.
He is. He's a great kid.
I thought that's USC.
He's a father of 3 kids. He's a great father. He's a great dude, hard-working guy. Does anything you need in LA, he'll do. He'll do UCLA Bruins. He'll go to Laker games.
He actually, when he came on the show, when you proposed to me, you hadn't talked to him forever.
I know.
He had a tear in his eye.
I know he did. He's a great guy. I've been fortunate to work with great guys like Dan Dibley, all the people in San Francisco, all the people in LA. But we still have not confirmed, Jim. We're going to have to go back and slow the tape down like they did when President Biden had Eva Longoria at the White House last night showing her movie. Did you see it? So he gave her a hug, and then everybody zoomed in.
Get handsy.
On the groping.
He did get handsy.
Well, listen, that's nothing wrong. When I see a hot broad and I put my hands around her hips, she dips, then I dip, and then you dip.
His hands were not around her hips. His hands were around her back. And as he pulled forward, they were at breasts' height.
That's an HR violation.
And so he brushed, and she grabbed his arms
and said, "Get off, get out,"
and immediately loosened them from her body.
Now, I'm not going to call him a groper or the other stuff. I mean, you can say whatever you want.
He's a groper. He's a sniffer. He's a
midnight toker. And Biden, even afterwards, he said when everybody's saying, "Joe, you're groping Eva Longoria," and he said,
"Simply not true."
Exactly right.
Unless you're Tony
And then he
Parker.
also said, "Joe, did you get a good piece of the butt cheek? Did you get a little side boob? What did you get, Joe?"
No, don't.
No, Brian Wagner, it was not Tim Cates that was shopping for the Mustang.
No, that was Andrew Siciliano.
That
was looking for a Mach 3 Mustang.
Yeah, the Mach E, not
Mach
the
E.
Have we gotten a Mach E Mustang update by Andrew Siciliano?
We have not, because...
Right. They'll be bald. You know, the A's fans now, they know the reality. They know that they're not going to be there. And they're playing, and you know what? Give them credit. Because they're Major League Baseball players. They're not the best players in the league, but, the Royals are playing worse than they are, and there's other teams playing miserably. Look at the Cardinals and their payroll and their team. So, to me, I feel bad for the players. I feel bad for the fans. So, if the fans don't want to go to the games, the whole thing about the reverse, what was it called?
Boycott.
The reverse boycott. To me, Robin's going to have to come back here because I need her to help me here for a second. I know she's running. She's going to get another piece of pizza. By the way, that pizza's good. What did you think?
8.9, very good.
8.9. Now, I'm not going all stool presidente because I actually know pizza. I don't have to go into pizza places to tell people whether it's a good pizza or not. Some schmuck guy from New York,
Boston.
wherever he's from.
Okay, I'm
Same
ready.
thing.
Reverse.
So the reverse boycott. I'm thinking reverse boycott. There's like
what does
double
this
reverse.
remind?
There's double reverse in football, right?
The very first thing that
The first thing that came to mind was not reverse boycott. It's reverse cowgirl. And yes, there are T-shirts. This is what I want for Father's Day, Robin. Can you zoom in on the shirt? You can get this shirt right now. That's what I want for Father's Day. The reverse cowgirl shirt. And how about them cowgirls? You know what I'm saying?
I heard the Dallas girls will be wearing that for all the Cowboy home games this year.
Wow. Reverse cowgirl, baby. Beautiful.
That's a good tee. That's a great tee, by the way.
Just think of that franchise. Left Philadelphia, went to Kansas City, left Kansas City, and I know Bryce Harper thinks that the A's franchise should remain in Oakland with another team, and then give Vegas an expansion team, right? But nobody's going to build them a stadium in Oakland. That's the problem. If they can't play in the Coliseum, the city doesn't want to spend any money. They had multiple sites. And then and Rob Manfred today, after he ripped the city and he ripped the fans and he ripped the inability of them to get a stadium built, because they didn't want to spend tax money to build another stadium, unlike the Warriors who moved to San Francisco, they had corporate money build it down there on the Embarcadero area. They had a choice. They could have stayed in the Oakland Coliseum, the building, or they could have had a brand new world-class building right there on the water in San Francisco. And so Oakland has lost every one of their franchises now. Luckily, they still have the Cow Palace, which is one of the greatest buildings. And I read about the history of the Cow Palace in Oakland.
The original home for the Sharks.
It was the original home for the Warriors, too. And it was actually open. Yeah, it's the Cow Palace still stands, and it was an actual place where they would have what do you call it? Shows, not rodeos, but auctions of cattle and pigs and animals. So some wise guy writer one day wrote and said he called it the Cow Palace, and the name stuck. But they did it as an insult because it was there's a picture of it that's really great. If you look it up, it's on the San Francisco Chronicle. Exactly right, and the Cow Palace is still a functioning building, and it still hosts all kinds of events, concerts. So it's an old building, but they put a lot of money into it. It goes way back into the 40s, and they were using it for exhibitions and animal shows and livestock shows and all that kind of stuff. So the GOP convention, yes, it's right, 1964. I think they had 2 Republican national conventions there. Since then, of course, Republicans have been banned from the state of California under penalty of being thrown off the Golden Gate Bridge.
I heard if you're a registered Republican there, you get thrown off the Bay Bridge too.
Well, you have a choice. You can go Bay Bridge, but now they build the nets up higher on the Golden Gate.
Yeah,
they build them up.
That's an update for me. I didn't know that.
You got to keep up to date, man. You know what I'm saying?
I got to give him my 25 cents now. I got to do that now.
Yeah, 25. It's like $5 to go across the bridge now, man.
Gee,
it's not even worth going over there to kill yourself.
It's $1 to get across from over here today.
Exactly. Oh, wait a minute. Robin's bringing out the cake. Now, as you know, Jim, I don't make a big deal about birthdays because everybody has one. In fact, we did nothing for my birthday. We just sat around waiting for the guy to come to fix our ice maker on our refrigerator where he didn't show up.
That's an
so
outrage.
I want to thank everybody for the birthday greetings, but there's something weird about everybody. Listen, I appreciate people saying happy birthday because I say happy birthday to the people that I know. Everybody has a birthday, and you have to be happy to have one because it means you've lived another year. And so we actually got a free cake the other day at Publix.
Publix is the best.
Yeah, you get Publix. Everybody's sending me all these things. Hey, come over to Chipotle and get a free guac. Come over to this diner and we'll give you a free. Everybody wants to give you free desserts. And I'm not eating desserts anymore because I'm trying to do low carb.
Hey, everybody sing to
Are we going to do happy birthday?
Yes.
Ouch. Jim, you're going to sing happy birthday?
There goes
I don't
the
like
floor.
to do happy birthday, but whatever happened to the birthday song, Robin?
That's the best song.
This is your birthday song. It doesn't last too long. Okay.
By the way, it was also my birthday, and I was Super 8 social.
When was your birthday? Olay.
Olay.
That sounds racist to me.
No, it's Olay like the Olay.
Why does it have to be Olay? That's anti-bullfighting. Do you know who yells Olay?
Montreal
the
Canadian
bullfighter when he gets the final dagger and sticks it in after the picador puts like 50 knives in him, and then the stinking bullfighter comes out with his cape. Eva Longoria comes out and exposes her breast. Everybody looks at her, and they miss that the damn bull comes right after the matador, and he goes, Olay! Yes.
Tony,
I'm sorry, yeah.
I'm bringing everybody that's still in the chat room.
Yeah, 4-box action.
I'm
we're
bringing
going to
them all along.
We're going octo box or quattro
and
box?
We're all gonna wait. No, you can't eat until we sing you a happy birthday. All right, everybody.
We got
Are you
Larry
ready?
out there. We got.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Jim,
Are you ready?
Play action reel in Arizona.
Happy birthday to
you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tony.
And Father's Day, too.
Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Thank you. Hey, listen, I'm happy to be alive every day, let alone another year.
I'm happy to hang out with Tony Bruno for my birthday,
Exactly
too.
right, man. We haven't seen you. You didn't go to the Super Bowl. We didn't see you there.
Well,
when was the last time we saw you?
Last time you saw me was countdown to kickoff in Philadelphia at Tolman Joe's.
Wow, that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Because I moved. I was partying a little bit, wanted to get away from Philly because there was not much of a fun party scene, and let's go in other places. So.
Now, Larry, of course, out there in the Northeast. Larry, how's the 95 thing affecting you, man? Are you able to deal with it? Good job. Maybe you should get a shovel and go down there and help them fix that thing, man.
They need some help.
Absolutely. Yeah, June's a big month. I mean,
June
it's not
6th.
just Pride Month. It's been Pride Month for me since 1952. You know what I mean? Before Pride was even this thing. We've all been proud. There's nothing wrong with being proud. We don't have a white-skinned people month. That's against the law.
How about Military Month? I'm down for that.
Exactly. It's an outrage is what it is. I didn't even think Barack Obama logged in on this.
It's an outrage.
It is an outrage.
Well, here's the thing that people don't realize.
The candle's still burning. I didn't blow out the candle.
Yeah, you need to blow. Blow.
It's not one of those
Put
candles.
your lips together and blow.
Thank you, Robin.
Not
Have you been drinking, Robin?
No.
Robin isn't drinking tonight. Last week she was pounding vodkas. Not only did she do this show, she was on another 3 hours after the show on the last call with Play Action Reel
I was not
and
pounding
the rest
vodka.
of the gang.
I was pounding tequila last week.
Tequila. I'm in bed. I'm actually falling asleep. It's midnight. We got off the air at 9:15.
Midnight in the east.
In the east. And Robin is in. I can hear her. She's so loud. I'm in bed just watching some horror movies.
There we go.
And she's loud. And I'm rolling. Robin, I can't even hear the movie from the bedroom, which is like 20 yards away. And she was pounding it. And then I saw the empty bottle, and then I saw she brought out another bottle of tequila.
Do you know what pounding is? Pounding, well, okay.
Pound it, pound it, pound it, pound. I know what pounding is.
Let me rephrase that. Do you know what it means when he's saying I'm pounding? I had 2 shots. 2. That's it. That's what pounding it means.
Let's go to
Tony.
Play Action Reel, who was there along with Duncan Dad
Uh-huh.
and Penguin AZ, right? Play Action, who was on the show? Was Robin drinking excessively that night?
Yeah, they were.
It was like a 3.5 hour show. After we did a 2 hour and 15-minute show,
3.5
Robin goes
hours?
another 3 hours. She was like showing baby pictures. She was putting on a slideshow.
It's like for 1 second.
Did she have Microsoft PowerPoint open?
Exactly, man.
Jeez.
Ridiculous, man. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. I'm having one of these for you tonight, Play Action. I know you're not a Modelo guy, but it's Modelo Especial.
Play Action. What's on tap for the last call?
Yeah, what's on tap tonight? Now, what are you drinking? You still drinking those, what are those things that you always had there? I can't even remember the name of it. There they are. Santan Moon Juice.
Moon Juice. Now, the last call has a brand new logo.
New logo?
New graphics.
New imaging, as we say in the biz?
Yes, which is what I did, but it was on a weird loop. It didn't actually play all the way through tonight, so I don't know what happened.
Robin's been working on the new open for the show, for the TV stuff, for like 3 days.
I was very disappointed that it didn't work tonight. I should play it again just so that you guys can see it. Because I worked for freaking ever on this damn thing, and it wasn't playing all the way through, and I don't know why.
It's an outrage. Yes.
Play Action. Can I give you a song?
Well, nobody's better rock and roll fan, and I'm talking about Ozzy and the old school, than my man Larry over there. Larry, what are you wearing tonight? A Megadeth shirt?
That's a great shirt.
Now, Matt Raposa says that I saw it on YouTube and it looks good. Should I just play the one that I posted on YouTube?
What, the open?
Yeah. It's so good, Tony.
The one you played tonight?
Yeah, but it didn't. It kept doing this weird, it kept skipping. It didn't play it all the way through. For some reason, it would, play and then it would go back to the beginning again. Can I play it?
The new intro is not 20 minutes long.
No.
That's A.J. Johnson taking a cheap shot at Robin here.
No, because you know why he says that? Is because he makes these 20-minute long intros. I told him, I said, if you're going to do a theme song and an intro, you need to keep it under 2 minutes.
Oh, I go 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, but when you're doing...
I go at least 2 minutes, but I mean, I'm getting old. I'm 71.
All right, I'm going to play this for everybody, whether you like it or not. Wait, I'm going to have to say goodbye to some people so that our screen is bigger. Otherwise, Okay.
Hey, there he is. There's Jim. Now look at that. There's a George Carlin album right there.
Yeah. Yep.
The legend. The legend.
Okay, we're going to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
We love you.
Let's give him a roaring round of applause. Let's give everybody a roaring round of Thank you, guys. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it, buddy. Miss you. Hopefully we'll see. We're coming back to Philly around the 4th of July, so hopefully we'll be able to. George Carlin, greatest. Do I have my George Carlin book's not here, is it, Robin? Is that put away somewhere? Or did you say
it's in a box? Yeah.
Why is it in a box?
Because
I got all this other junk. People are asking me what the shoe is in the backdrop. That's a Shaquille O'Neal.
I didn't know what it was.
Personally autographed shoe.
Yep.
I'm not going to get $1 million. You saw the story about the Jordan shoes?
I saw that too, and there's something about Wayne Gretzky too. How he got like
Jordan from the flu game went for like $1 million something.
Oh,
those 2 pairs of Jordan shoes. A guy actually, one of the equipment kids got him, and then he sold them for like a couple $100,000.
$115,000.
And now the guys who bought them now auctioned them off, and it made like $3 million. Wow,
that's so unfair. Why don't we have a shoe like that?
Like what?
$1 million. Yeah.
That Shaq shoe's got to be worth. It's going to be a Shaq shoe redemption one of these days. I'll tell you that right now.
I like that. That's actually the coolest thing.
So here
the Shaq shoe redemption. Come on, man, that was pretty good.
Now we're already in overtime, so this is not technically the outro because I do have an actual outro. But this
not the outro, not the Ocho.
This is the way the video was supposed to look and sound like for the opening, okay?
And since Robin did so much work on this, really, for 3 days, let's all watch her work. This is my favorite picture of me, by the way, when I was 19.
Okay, here we go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Music, please.
I hear you, baby.
The most tremendous new musical experience.
I hear you, baby.
Are we on the air?
Are you ready? Are we rolling? Can you hear me now?
Yep, ready?
All right, here we go.
3, 2, 1.
You know me. I've been around forever.
I know him. I know him.
This is the Tony Bruno Show. Here he is, the godfather of sports radio. Here's Tony Bruno.
Hi, good night, everybody.
That's perfect.
Now, Robin did a great job of that. Literally, she was working on it all week.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
It was too hot to go outside. We had no ice. It's an outrage. Even A.J. Johnson said, that's beautiful, man.
That was beautiful.
See, that's the way it was supposed to sound, and for whatever reason...
That's why I told you, wait till I see it live. It's always better if I have a good reaction.
Well, the one thing I'm happy about, we actually got tickets that we paid for because I want to see this. Because there's not a lot of movies you pay to go. You know, when Luigi was down here, we went to go see John Wick 3 in the theater because that's like a tradition. We did it in Philly for the first 3,
Luigi,
the first 2.
We have seen with Luigi all of the John Wick movies in theater.
I'm gonna binge that this weekend because I'm not working this weekend.
You're not going to go see like the Elementals or any of these movies, right?
I would probably go see Fast and Furious if I want to jump my car, but I don't want.
It's already on pay-per-view. I mean, it's already on like Max. Anyway, so what we did is I see the new Mission Impossible movie, and you say what you want about Tom Cruise. I could say this without any hesitation. Tom Cruise is the greatest action actor in American history. He is without a doubt. Because there's a lot of great action heroes, but even Schwarzenegger had people doing stunts. Even a lot of his stuff was CGI.
Right.
Bruce Willis, the stuff. These were all great action. I'm not taking anything away from any of these great actors, but Bruce Willis may be Tom Cruise. Bruce Willis was a great action hero too, even though he wasn't supposed to be.
But he had stunt doubles doing a lot of
and most actors do it because you don't want to put yourself in harm's way.
Right. But for some reason,
Tom Cruise, if you haven't seen there's one of the behind the scenes. Now, this movie was made in 2000 during the pandemic.
2020.
Yeah, 2020. What did I say? No, 2020.
It's
I'm
a
sorry.
2000.
2020, a couple of years ago. They were filming this, and they went to Norway. And one of the scenes in it is where he does, and he had to go through months of learning how to do a motocross cycle. Then he had to learn how to skydive. And then there's
he knew some of it already, but
they brought in the best people, and he kept doing it over and over. Keanu Reeves is great.
But he has a stunt double.
He has a stunt double, and he does all of his own fight moves.
But Keanu Reeves, I don't know if you remember the scene in John Wick 2 where he's riding a horse.
Yeah, there's a stunt double that's the actual guy that's doing it. There's a stunt double that's riding all that. I mean, he is on a horse for a few of the shots, but for most of the really hard ones where the motorcycles are coming up on either side of the horse and he knocks them out, that's a stunt double. Tom Cruise, on the other hand, does it all himself. He did it.
He learned how to fly a friggin' F-16 or whatever it was.
Exactly. That's my point. Mm-hmm. Most actors won't do that. They won't he's putting his life in jeopardy and all this stuff. And that's what makes it incredible. That's why I said $48 for two people. We're going. I will pay $48 to go see Mission Impossible 8 or whatever 7, wherever it is, Dead Reckoning.
29.
I've lost track. I think they're all great.
But it's what big screen. That's the movie you want to see on the big screen.
Yes.
You want to see that in IMAX with the sound and stuff. It's good on big. Everybody's got big screens at home, but that's a movie you want to see in the theater. All this other garbage that's out there, movies that cost 10 cents to produce, watch it on cable. That's what I do. Or I watch it on pay-per-view. I don't even view pay-per-view. I wait till it comes on regular.
You know what we should have done?
We just watched Renfield the other night. That came out just a couple months ago.
Tony, I know that you already bought the tickets, so we're going to have fun regardless. But you know what we should have done? We should have bought tickets to that same theater that we went down to Naples with Mice that has the leather seats.
Yeah,
and the
but
recliner.
this is a preview before it opens.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a special preview. It's on June 10th. So on Monday night, June 10th, that's what we got the tickets for, and they give away swag.
Oh.
Because it's a special night.
June 10th.
June 10th.
The $48.
Not June, July 10th. I'm
July
sorry.
10th.
July 10th. The movie doesn't open till Thursday or Friday of that week, the 14th.
So because we are paying $48 for 2 tickets, we're going to get swag.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like swag.
I'm always down for it.
Tom Cruise will be giving out the masks that he wore in that crazy sex movie.
How much will that go for on eBay if you put that up to auction?
What's that, the swag?
Yeah, that's not swag. The Tom Cruise's mask from a sex dungeon or something.
No, what was that movie with his wife, Nicole Kidman?
Yeah, what was he?
Oh, God. What was that?
Eyes Wide Shut.
Eyes Wide Shut, yeah. Do you know what the last spoken dialogue is in that movie? I bet you don't know.
I don't know.
No, not Far and Away. No, not that one.
Far and Away.
We went, Brian Wagner. Mm-hmm. Did you see John Thicke at the Forum Theater with Luigi and Philly before it burned down? No, we didn't. I saw a lot of great. I saw my first porn movie at the Forum Theater, which is now gone at 22nd and Market.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
R.I.P. By the way, speaking of R.I.P., how about the tragic death of an actor who's well known, but a very down to earth guy who lives in Vermont, riding his motorcycle the other day. Treat Williams. Talk about shocking death. 71 years old, he had an old school Honda motorcycle.
Oh, there we go.
And then he gets hit by a guy driving a van, right? Or a minivan.
Whoops. Oh.
What is that?
I don't know.
Treat Williams. Rest in peace. Sad, sad news.
Very sad news. Tony Bruno, guess what time it is?
What time is it, Robin? Wait, we got to do a Florida update.
Update.
Oh my God!
We got, and this is a big Florida update.
Okay.
He came all the way across the state, man. He went all the way across.
It's Florida update time.
He risked his life on Alligator Alley.
Did you see any gators?
I saw no gators. Not the Florida.
We pulled over last time.
A Florida gator.
We pulled over last time in one of the rest stops, and we saw several gators. They really are there. It's not. It's not made up.
One thing I do is if I'm on Alligator Alley, I ain't getting off. I'm gonna try to
No, you want to get off at the rest stops, and you could see the alligators in those lagoons were actually built. Actually, the highway was all a lagoon, and that the dirt that they used to dig out, they dug it out, and that's how they made those lagoons on either side where the alligators canals. They look like lagoons to me.
There's a lot of canals.
A lagoon is more
Palm
like
Beach
a lake.
County.
It's a canal.
Cape Coral has more canals than any city on Earth. Did you know that?
I did not know.
On Earth.
400. Is it 400 miles?
I don't know what it is, but there's the most.
it's 400 miles, I believe, of canals, which is more canals than any
More canals than
country.
Wilt Chamberlain ever entered in his career. On and off the court.
That is true.
It's amazing.
That is true. Should we go down to
Yes.
Miami, Florida, where
Let's go down.
I work?
Wait, we have a song. Hold on.
Down to Florida.
Now, if you're Florida,
Welcome to the Sunshine State. They're kicking back and soaking up the rays every day in Florida.
Brian Wagner says he's in Miami.
Where at?
Now you start the update.
Let's go. Thank you to Fox 35 in Orlando for helping us out with some Miami news. If you're looking for a nude beach, and if you don't want to travel too far because plane rides are expensive,
yes,
come on down to Florida because Miami is home of the #1 nude beach in the world.
Yeah, baby,
world.
yeah.
Not just the United States,
In
the world.
In fact, Florida has 2 of the top 10 nude beaches on Earth.
Top 20.
Top 20 beaches on Earth.
And the second best is in where I live, Broward County. It is called Pladea Beach, by the way.
Yes.
Pladea?
Now that's not so. That's the second one in Florida, but it's
Yeah.
actually the 19th in the world, right?
Yeah.
So the first one is in just north of Miami.
Hallover Beach Park, by the way.
Right. And
What's
then
it called?
Hallover Beach Park.
All
Hallover.
over, like HAU, like
Not cab over, Pete, with a reefer on
No,
from the
it's
great
like
song
U-Haul.
Convoy by C.W. McCall.
It's Hall over beach, like as in U-Haul. But that's #1 in the world, and then number 19, and we're talking like Italy, Greece, Nice, like all of these European where you would think that would have all these hot nude beaches.
The French Riviera.
No. Just north of Miami, numero uno, and then 19th on the list is
19th on the list is Pladea Beach.
Have you been?
I have not, but I know Channing Crowder is. He's all about those nudist colonies too.
Now we've spoken about nudist beaches.
Yeah.
And we've warned people that you will be very disappointed
Yes.
when you go.
I haven't told that.
Brian Wagner says
you guys.
most nude beaches have people who look like Fetterman and Lena Dunham on them.
Yes.
Exactly.
Is she still alive? Lena Dunham? I haven't seen her in the
Yeah, I
news,
think
by
she
the way.
is.
I think she is.
She's still growing. Unfortunately, not the right way.
Yeah. Well, it
So
happens
come on
everywhere.
down to Dade County and Broward County for your cheap vacation.
I would go to a nude beach again. I have no problem with nudity.
Me neither. I've done the nude beaches in Saint Martin. I went naked there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went naked in Negril Beach.
Yeah.
In Jamaica.
I mean, I've been pretty much naked everywhere.
I'm naked and unafraid.
Now here's something.
Yes.
You know how white I am. I am glow in the dark white.
Are you whiter than rice?
Yes, I am. And for those people who have not had the opportunity to be at a nude beach or lay out naked, if you are doing it for the first or second time, you need to be uber careful because those body parts that have never seen the sun
exactly.
are incredibly sensitive. Like even if you tan like the darkest dark everywhere else and you're used to it, those
private parts won't be
those
happy.
sensitive body parts that are not used to it are
you
going to
can
suffer.
know because when you see these people after they get up, there's all these white lines where the body flab rolls over, so they all get concealed. So the only thing that doesn't get tanned is all the fold over fat. By the way, you can see the Playboy Mansion as they do the overhead shot.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
exactly where that golf course is.
Yep.
That's the Players Club on the side.
That's the Players Club.
Anywho, thank
Yes.
you very much, Florida, for
Shout out to Florida.
shout out to Florida.
Good job. Ladies and gentlemen, Trevor made the trip. Now you hanging out, man?
I'll hang out for a little bit. I haven't seen it. I haven't been with you guys in forever, so
Exactly right.
I gotta make the trip over because I gotta get my spin teacher's gotta yell at me. By the way.
Tony, you have to remember to turn off the music so that I can play other stuff.
Okay.
You just have to hit
can't
end.
fade it out?
Nope. I can fade it out, but then if I want to play anything else, then it's...
All right, there it is.
Okay.
She can't fade and go like on Skyview.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not on its own separate fader. Otherwise, I could do that. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is?
What time is
Closing time?
It is closing time. Boom.
Oh, wow. Is this a special closing, too? Wow.
I know,
it's
right?
Like snazzy. This is like the Tony Awards, except more people will
watch.
watch.
This is the Marconi Award. Don't take that.
The real Tony Awards, not that stupid show they did last week. Don't forget the last call coming up next. Get your ticket there if you haven't already on nofilter.net. Join the party, baby. Boy, Robin did a lot of work. She hasn't worked this hard since
Fox Sports Radio did.
She was at the Playboy Mansion with me trying to hook up with some chicks in the Grotto. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Now I do need to do this though because everybody loves this song so much. So this is going to be this is somehow or another I have to work this into the next video.
Go ahead. Yes.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night, sweetheart. Everybody sings. You'll hear it any place you go.
Get away from here. Get.
Well, be safe. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Don't Facebook and drive. That's a new one now.
Why aren't you saying what you're supposed to be saying, Tony?
What?
I just stole your thing.
He just stole it.
It's okay.
I know, but you're supposed to be saying something about thank you and don't drink and drive. And this
I do that near the end. Look at this. Yeah, this is a slow build, Robin.
Oh.
Gotta watch out for those DUI checkpoints.
Slow build. I do like I like a slow build. It's my favorite kind.
And don't
not for 95. That's not a slow build. That's gonna be a slow build.
No, you like it slow and steady.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. This thing sucks.
Slow and steady, people. Slow and steady.
You seem the only fellows who are finding all the dibs. Good night, everyone. You've earned your daily bread. Good night and so to bed.
If we're going to die, let us die drunk, at least.
Exactly.
For sure.
It's about damn time.
Thank you, LeBron.
Good night to all the postmen who call at our address with welcome little letters that are marked HMS. Good night to all the firemen. We hope you're safe and well, although you go to blazes every time you ring your bell. Good night, everyone. You've earned your daily bread. Good night and so to bed.
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
Maybe Lamar Thomas in there.
Baby,
Good night to all the highbrows. We think it is a lark to play what we are playing when you're wanting Mr. Mark. Good night to all our authors who write us books galore. And though we don't know which is best, we know one who is sure. Good night, everyone. You've earned your daily bread. Good night and so to bed.
Just keep continuing the same thing.
This is serious.
Good night to taxi drivers who drive us day and night and never lose their tempers but are always most polite. Good night to everybody we haven't named before. Just make a rhyme up for yourselves, we don't know anymore. Good night, everyone, you've earned your daily bread.